What's up, bro? This is Impact Wrestling superstar Robbie E., and you are listening to the WNS Podcast. Oh!
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source Podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or find us on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. Now, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we welcome you to episode 171 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Yo, if you go to Player Talk FM, Beyond Pod, or Stitcher, you can find us on there by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
He's getting it down.
You may feel like tweeting some people.
The Twitter.
So in the case of that, you can follow the main site at WN Source. You can follow us at WNS Podcast. And Daniel's at WNS_Daniel. Tyler's at Tyler_Abear. And that's about it.
That's about it. Well, we do want to send a congratulations out to WN Source. They hit the 50,000 followers mark last night. So really cool stuff on that one. We just hit our 215th. Woo!
We're only like 49,800. And
we'll get there. We'll get there. Don't worry. So
eventually.
So welcome to the show. Got a good show planned out for you. Got a lot of feedback, more than usual, on this week's show.
A lot of response to last show.
Yeah, so really good.
I think everyone was looking forward to listening to about our trip and stuff.
Yeah,
and our
marathon mode
stuff.
Had a couple of people comment that they went the distance. They listened to the whole show, and we certainly do appreciate it.
And we love you for that.
We
hey,
do.
If you listen to the whole show, even if you had to take breaks or do it in segments, you're awesome.
How was that sandwich?
If you did one like swift, well, I guess not swift, but if you went one sitting, then you're awesome. You're super awesome. I don't know.
Badass.
Yeah, thank you.
You have earned the title of Mr. or Ms. Badass.
Yeah.
So welcome to the show, and if last week was your first time listening, keep in mind our shows aren't normally that long.
Yeah. And Ben's not usually with us.
And Ben's not. Yeah.
We
normally,
don't have the
normally
guy
he's
with the
overseas.
coquettish voice.
Yes. What?
Coquettish.
Coquettish. Yeah. Wow. I can't believe you remember that. That's awesome. So
use it in a sentence.
Yes. And look at him. Can you give me the definition? Do you remember that?
Is it someone who causes who or conveys sexiness and arousalness or something? I don't know.
Pretty close. Pretty good.
Use it in a sentence.
I think he did. Or, he was like
When
the man who isn't here.
Don't dig him out of this hole.
Use it in a sentence. Give us.
Use it in a sentence.
I was walking down the street and I saw Doug and I was like, look at that guy. He's coquettish.
Well, coquettish is a sound thing, not a look thing.
Both.
What?
I don't know what's going on.
He wasn't asking you, is it a sound? He was telling you that it's a sound. You sound coquettish.
He sounds and looks coquettish.
Okay.
You look flirtatious. And sometimes aroused.
It works. Just go with it.
Just let it happen. It's okay. So welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you for putting up with our nearly 3-hour-long show. And from what we gather, a lot of people enjoyed it, so that's always a plus. And we checked the numbers and had a very good response from that as well. So we appreciate it. So thanks for listening.
We got a lot of, I feel like, negative feedback, but I feel like the numbers don't lie, and we got like maybe our all-time most listened to show.
I think so. It was WrestleMania season, and there was lots to talk about. So
I'm sure Mania had something to do with it. I'm sure Ben had something to do with it. But
yeah, he was actually plugging us this time.
Yeah.
What's up, Ben?
But I don't know.
Yeah. So Ben already saying he wants to come back and he wants one of us to adopt him. And
I gotta say though, I was a little sad when we dropped him off.
Yeah.
After I dropped him off, I said something ridiculous when he walked off. I was like, "Our boy's growing up."
Well, I'm glad it wasn't like take care of your cornhole or something like that. It's just our little Ben all grown up having to go back home. sad time. Summer camp is over. I have to go back home.
Hey, did you like? I thought I was gonna like the guy. I mean, I didn't have any reason to believe I wouldn't have liked Ben, but I feel like I ended up liking him more than I thought I was gonna like him.
Just because of how bad we talk about him and talk to him on Facebook. Like, we bash the hell out of him. But he's actually a really nice dude.
Yeah, Ben's a really cool guy. He's good peoples, and it was a real fun time to hang out with him.
And he likes eating bananas.
And hot dogs.
And hot dogs, yes. And grapes. So, yeah. So come on back, Ben. You're welcome anytime here at the podcast crew. So let's dive on into some feedback that we got from last week's show. First one's coming to us from Alan from Stitcher saying, great episode, guys. Glad y'all had a good time at Mania, Raw, and all the other shows y'all went to. You guys keep commenting on how odd it is for heels having a live band play their entrance music, but I've only ever noticed it with heels at Mania. Last year, Living Colour played in CM Punk, Motorhead played in Triple H twice, I believe, and they had DX band playing Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania 14. All of those instances, they've been the heel in the matches. Just something that's been on my mind. Great show as always. Keep it up. And we certainly do appreciate the feedback. And actually, a smaller bit of information to go along with that. All of those people lost their matches. So really something, unless it was like the DX. I don't recall who all from the DX lost, but I know every time Triple H has been played to the ring, Randy Orton was played to the ring, Wyatt was played to the ring. All of them lost.
Well, Alan, you're absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Those are hardcore. Those are like facts.
Yes.
And we can't dispute them, but I will say that it doesn't change my opinion of it.
Yeah.
I guess maybe I'm not shitting on it. I just think that as a heel, your job is to get booed. And if you to take it one step further, if you're a company that designates someone as a heel, that it's your job to try and get them booed or to give them what it takes to be booed. And I feel like if you give someone a live band, that's like a chance of it's a cool entrance and people are going to pop for cool shit, whether they're good guys or bad guys. And I feel like it's a disservice to the story you're trying to tell and the character of a heel if you are not doing everything in your power to get them booed or to keep them from being cheered. Yeah. So it doesn't change my opinion of the situation. I still feel the same way, but I can't argue with the facts, Alan. I mean, you brought the facts and it is what it is.
I have to retract my statement about saying everyone who's been played to the ring has lost, because that is incorrect, actually. I just thought of it. Undertaker, WrestleMania 19, got played to the ring by Limp Bizkit. Rey Mysterio got played to WrestleMania 22 by POD.
Well, he was a babyface.
Yeah, and they won. But
so there's some counterpoints to Alan's.
A couple counters, but
but it's
too few and far between.
Right. It seems like Alan's point is like the overwhelming majority.
Yeah,
we're heels, and it doesn't. So I accept. Like I said, there's nothing I can say like against that other than it doesn't really change my opinion. I still feel the same way.
Right. So,
but thanks.
Yeah, thank you for listening, and thank you for the feedback on that one. We appreciate that. Really good stuff. The next one's coming to us from Animus Vis, saying, the streak had become greater than The Undertaker, and Lesnar is better than The Undertaker. I'm a first-time listener, but that one dude is a moron. No one thought...
That'd be me.
And he's taking a quote from you. No one thought that it was going to end, and if you say that, then you're a fucking liar. No, not really. So, all things considered, including Lesnar and Heyman's accomplishments, Punk last year, Undertaker promos being shit, the streak ending to Lesnar making it 21-1 was poetic as shit and the right call. Maybe I should have your job though, LOL.
Well,
lol.
Well, as far as the year, read back the part where it says all things considered, because I want to make sure I'm not.
All things considered, including Lesnar and Heyman's accomplishments, Punk last year, Undertaker's promos being shit, the streak ending to Lesnar making it 21-1 was poetic as shit and the right call.
Well, I stand by my statement. I don't believe that anyone who's being honest with themselves thought that Lesnar was the guy who was going to end the streak.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's really easy for some guy to come on and say they knew all along after the fact, after it all already happened, when I have, when I have to come on a show and make predictions in public and be held to the predictions or the things that I say.
Not to mention like 5 days before WrestleMania, and you never know what they're going to do or what could happen between then.
But that's not my gripe. I mean,
Right.
I think it's real easy for someone to come on and say, "Oh, of course I knew all along," when he has no, there's no like accountability to be held for what he says.
Yeah.
And he's saying it after the fact. As far as Brock and Heyman's accomplishments, okay, Brock, if memory serves, and I could be wrong, if memory serves, Brock is like 4-2, I believe, since returning. He lost to John Cena. He split a pair of matches with Triple H.
Mm-hmm.
He beat Punk, and then he beat Big Show, and then he beat Taker.
Yeah.
Does that sound correct?
Yes.
Okay. And as far as accomplishments, Brock didn't win any titles. Brock didn't win any big gimmick matches like a Rumble or anything like that. So I'm not sure what accomplishments you're speaking of. And he lost to every big name in the company. I mean, he didn't beat Cena,
Mm-hmm.
and he split matches with Triple H. Now, you can argue Punk. He beat Punk, but Punk was even during Punk's historic reign, he wasn't main eventing in his matches. So I would not accept that as a counter argument as him beating one of the top guys in Punk, because that's part of the reason Punk got pissy and left, if we're to believe what we hear, is because he didn't like his spot on the card, and furthermore, he wasn't going to like his spot on the card coming to Mania. So there are literally no accomplishments, and his win-loss record is okay, but he didn't beat one of the top guys. So I'm not sure what poetic thing you're speaking of here.
I mean, unless he's using the accomplishments that, Paul Heyman dished out on the Raw after, where he was like, he's the NCAA champion, he was the UFC champion, he was the youngest undisputed champion, and so for him to get the streak is, I guess, poetic in his view.
That doesn't count, and I don't accept that. Okay. I mean, as an argument.
And also
maybe he may say that maybe he's trying to tie it to Heyman, with Heyman's accomplishments being he managed the guy with the longest title reign in the past 25 years, and then he managed the guy who broke the streak.
Mm-hmm.
But it's really fucking stupid of the WWE to make their angle about a guy, a manager guy. It's not about Paul Heyman's there to enhance the talent, not to be the center of the story. So I wouldn't accept that as an argument either. So I don't know what accomplishments and what kind of year did he have that he didn't beat any of the top guys in the company, or at least any guy he beat that was a top guy got his win back if he didn't flat out beat them, other than Taker.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't win any titles, any major gimmick matches, anything like that. So I'm not sure what accomplishments you speak of. I don't accept Paul Heyman as the accomplishment, because he's there as enhancement. He's no better than like a JBL or an announce team. They're just there trying to get wrestlers over. It's not about Heyman. And Punk was divorced of them like after he split with Heyman. And the only time that they brought it up recently is when Heyman brought up Punk in Chicago, and it was only to deflect the reaction the crowd was giving them.
Right.
So I don't know what poeticness you're speaking of, because I don't see that in anything that I just listed. Now, what I said, like, we don't dodge negative criticism here. You're welcome to come and differ in opinion. We welcome that. We address that feedback every week. So it doesn't bother me that, you have a difference of opinion. That's what makes the world go round. We're happy to debate that with listeners. We look forward to that sort of interaction. It doesn't even bother me. I'm sure people will think you probably pissed me off by calling me a moron, but it doesn't even bother me that you called me a moron because I come on here every week and call lots of people morons for their opinions, and I can certainly take it if I can dish it out. So you're welcome to disagree. You're welcome to call me a moron. Where I take offense, though, is that you should get this quote-unquote job, LOL. First of all, I hate when people say LOL. I think it's lame. But, okay, I'll clue you in just a little bit. This ain't a job, bro. I work a real job. I work a real 9-to-5, just like anybody listening at home. This is a hobby and a passion, and I do it for fun with my buddies. I don't make any money. Haven't seen one red cent out of it. Never will, and I'm totally cool with that. And just for your information, 97% of pro wrestling podcasts, pro wrestling blogs, pro wrestling news column writers, pro wrestling news whatever.
Sites.
Yeah.
Websites.
Don't make jack shit.
Yeah. They make enough to stay alive, stay afloat.
If you're not Observer, Insider, or what's the other one I'm thinking of? Torch, you ain't seeing fucking shit. And all these people are just doing it because they love wrestling and maybe to build a resume, which I'm not. I'm just doing it for fun.
Mm-hmm.
So this job that you think you want, whatever, ain't no job, bro. And it's something that I put a lot of time and effort, as well as these two guys. I don't mean just myself. I put a lot of time and effort into building the very, very modest amount of success we've had and the very, very modest audience that we've been able to build is through a lot of time and effort. It didn't happen overnight. And I take a lot of offense that some guy who posted on YouTube, not even under his real name, thinks he can do what I do better. Now, you may very well be able to do it better than me, but,
you're not doing it.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
And I would I would challenge you to go and put up a podcast of your own. Send me a link and I'll critique you just like you feel like you know me well enough after one listen to critique me. And I'll do you one better. I'll share it with our listener base. That's if you're as good as you think you are, you've got a built-in audience right there. And basically what I'm saying is talk is cheap, motherfucker. Put your money where your mouth is. If you think you're better than me, so be it. Show it. Or shut the fuck up.
Laying the challenge down, Doug. Good job. Nice stuff.
You're welcome to disagree. You're welcome to think I'm stupid. But don't fucking talk shit if you ain't doing it yourself.
There you go. So, and if you're willing to dish it out, you make sure that you can take it as well. So, really good stuff. But going back to what your comment was saying, I was gonna try and make a point of saying, this kind of sounds like the type of comment that everyone's, there's always that one guy in the group who disagrees just to disagree, and I feel like this was sort of that type of comment where it was, there's always that one guy who's like, no, dude, this is, HBK is going to break the streak. Okay, well, he didn't do it last year. He's going to do it this year. Oh, this is Triple H's year. He's going to do it. Okay, well, he didn't do it last year or in 17, but he's going to do it this year. CM Punk's coming off the hottest, segment that he's ever had, the storyline that he's ever had. So he's going to beat the streak, and look what he did to Paul Heyman. He's going to beat it. Oh, okay, well, he didn't do it. Brock Lesnar is going to be the guy. Oh, I told you all along Brock Lesnar is going to be the guy.
Right.
Like, that's the feeling that I get. Like, they're just waiting for that one time where they're right.
Well, the bottom line is he has the luxury of saying, oh, I knew all along, but I just didn't put it in any sort of public forum that I knew all along. And you're stupid. Look, again... Guys, you are more than welcome to disagree with this. You're more welcome to think I'm stupid because I think lots of people are stupid, and I tell them that every week. And I can take that because I dish it out. But don't tell me you can do better than me if you ain't doing nothing at all, because that's insulting to me.
Mm-hmm. Now, if Colt Cabana were to come and say something like that.
Well, he's the biggest wrestling podcast there is. He fucking earned the right to say it. You put on wrestling podcasts, you fucking see Colt Cabana's face. He can get any dick swinging contest he wants.
What's with all these swinging dicks around my girlfriend?
Look, talk is cheap. Put up or shut up, Like, if you can do better, then go make a podcast that's better than me. And if it's better, I'll fucking say it's better, bro. But you can't just talk shit if you ain't going to do nothing about it.
Good stuff. How about you, Tyler?
Nicely put.
Yeah? All right. So,
am I wrong?
No, you're not
not at all.
Right. No, you're right.
Good stuff. So, thanks for listening, I guess. Next bit of feedback we have.
Yeah, thanks for giving us a shot.
Yeah. Next bit of feedback we have is from I Hate the Miz, saying, great show, long as shit, but great show. Such a great time to be a wrestling fan with all the young and talented up-and-coming wrestlers. I can't wait for this year. Also, really hope Daniel Bryan gets the long title run he deserves. And I gotta admit, I teared up a bit during Bryan's thankful speech to the fans as well. Such a genuine person. Anyways, thanks for doing the podcast and letting me voice my opinions as well.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much. I'm glad we get some of the people who like to comment to us and stuff like that. It's really good stuff. Next one's coming to us from Occam City, saying, great show, guys. I see the logo from last week, the logo from last week lasted as long as Bryan's last title run.
I didn't touch it. I didn't either. I just voiced it.
That was Ben. I guarantee that was Ben.
I just voiced my my opinion on it.
Because I think Ben and myself are the only ones who run the YouTube page, and I didn't touch it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know how to do anything on the YouTube other than read people's comments calling me a moron.
He said the WWE picked the perfect place to bring back the Evolution gimmick. Love the fact that they did it in the heart of the Bible Belt. Not sure what that means.
Because of their evolution.
Oh, gotcha. It could have led to a real riot at the arena. I'm sure there will be some preacher using his last seconds of Raw to get up on a soapbox and push the organization onto social media like Nancy Grace did. And thank God they ended the corporate Kane gimmick. I've always hated when they turn these monstrous guys into lighter versions of their previous gimmick, like The Undertaker with the American Badass gimmick. R.I.P. to Warrior. It's kind of fitting that the guy billed from parts unknown has all this mystery surrounding his passing.
The thing I gotta say about the Kane is it doesn't matter to me anymore because he's been the monster, then they made him light, then a monster again. So back and forth. So he's like
the Big Show. They can just be like, okay, this week you're going to go out and do this one.
Personally, I love the corporate Kane. It didn't last that long though, and then it didn't go the way I wanted it to. Yeah, but
well, there's still time. He can come out in his corporate pants, just wearing the Kane mask.
I doubt that. But no, I mean, I understand that he likes the monster for I guess I like it anyway, but I took to the corporate Kane. So
okay, very cool. How about you, Doug?
I was sending a text. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, that's fine. But yeah, so thank you for the feedback. We do appreciate it. As far as the Ultimate Warrior, the reports did come out. I think this comment may have come out right before the autopsy report came out, saying that it was a severe heart attack. No drugs and alcohol were involved in it, but were there traces of something in his body? We don't know yet, but yeah, at least we know what the cause of the death was, which is still very sad. Especially at such a young age. But thank you for the feedback, Alcom City. We do appreciate it. Next one coming to us from Sub Lethal 4 saying, I dislike your opinion on Wade Barrett. I think he's really awesome, charismatic. I think he's a really awesome, charismatic dude whose WWE title push got buried because of Super Cena. Decided to be a fucking prick along with Randy Orton. Wade Barrett's a great wrestler, and his bad news gimmick has made him better on the mic. Simply put, out of all the mid-cards on the roster, including Cesaro, I see Barrett as a potential future of the company as well, and I really hope he gets his world title push sooner or later. What I like about wrestling is that we all have different opinions on everything, and with that being said, we have different opinions on certain talent. I've said what is on my mind, and if possible, I'd like a response to this in the next podcast. Like I said, if possible. Thank you for reading this extensive comment. So thank you very much, So Lethal 4.
Yeah, I mean, Sub Lethal 4, dude. Like, don't ever get the impression that even if we come off that way, it's basically just like the flow of our show and how we.
Yeah.
Especially me, like a lot of people and this may be like the dude who I just like kind of did a thing on. Like this may be where he's coming from as well, as like a lot of people just want very like cut and dry like opinions. Like they want like meat and bun and bread maybe, and then so I said bun and bread. That's stupid. But but like I always give like a
bun on top.
You always get like some extra sauce with my opinion, like whether you want it or not. And I mean that's just my that's just how I am. So I mean like just like you said, it's what makes the world go round. You having a different opinion than us, and we're not telling you you're wrong for liking Barrett. I was just saying that I don't see what the fuss is about, and I guess like if you're wanting like more details on that, I do think he's a good promo, but I don't think he's a great promo. And now that may be because he hasn't been given a chance to give a great promo or a reason to give a great promo. So that's a perfectly acceptable like counterpoint, but I think he's just good on the mic. We haven't seen any evidence of him being great, but he is a good speaker. As far as in the ring, I find him really boring. I find that he doesn't, to my liking, I don't feel that he can tell a story in the ring. I don't feel like there's much transition between his moves, and so maybe he hasn't been given enough time to tell a real story yet. But every time I see him, I feel like he's just going through the motions, doing moves, and he didn't really do that this week on Raw, but very much in the past, once his not most recent revamp, but not his bad news, but
the bare knuckle
fighter, and he even did it the first week back after Mania. Although he dropped it this week, he was doing very strike-heavy offense, and he was building his match a lot around striking, and I think he does not do that very well at all. I think if you're going to build your match around striking, you have to be a crisp-looking striker, or it does nothing to get you over. So yeah, I don't buy any of his striking offense, or much of anything really, and especially not the bullhammer. I think I'm sorry, I just think the bullhammer looks like absolute shit every time he does it. He very clearly slides his elbow over the top of the guy's head instead of making any kind of flush-like connection. And a lot of guys who throw a lot of strikes, the way they make it look good is they'll snug it right in up on the between the neck and the collarbone, and maybe that's maybe he's going for like a head-looking impact, but you get way more impact out of like putting it in real snug into the collar area, and I would prefer to see that than him like whiffing over the guy's head every time, because if your finish is a knockout blow and you don't make the slightest bit of connection, I think that's a problem. There's too much air like in that move, and it just really turns me off. So that's a few of the things. You obviously don't agree, and that's obviously okay.
Yeah.
Just don't challenge me to your podcast. No, but thanks, Sublethal4. Maybe, hopefully, that gives you a little insight into what I don't see in him, and maybe you have some retorts. I don't know, but what else?
Yeah, and since doing the podcast, whenever we originally started doing the podcast, like we had our core group of guys. Barrett was one of them, and then you kind of, as you sit.
I was never a Barrett guy.
Yeah.
For the record.
Okay.
For the record.
Well, I know I was heavily in favor of Wade Barrett. It was like, dude, this guy, they're building up really well.
I don't think I was like in NXT, but like I don't know, when he was in Nexus, I kind of got behind him.
Yeah, because
I like his promo,
because you could see those,
but like how he talks, I just like his voice too.
But yeah, I mean, like he had those leadership qualities, and you're like, okay, out of everyone in the group, he's the one who's standing out, and so yeah,
he was certainly a standout on NXT.
Yeah,
but I think that's like not saying much, because I felt like even guys we've seen much better work after NXT. That was kind of like a weird.
Yeah,
sorry, good.
But it's kind of one of those things that like I was a fan of him, and then where we started talking back and forth and be like, okay, if you notice this and you do that, and you go back and you watch some of these matches. I started, picking up on some of the stuff. You notice the little things, and Barrett's a good competitor, but I don't know. It's just he's gonna have to do some more evolving in a sense to get back on my this should be a top guy list. But don't
the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, he has stepped up.
Our people's really been really behind him.
Yeah,
he came out the first week after Raw, and he was even doing the boom with the forearm thing, but he didn't do that at all this week. So maybe he's transitioning out of that. That's a real big turnoff for me. If you're gonna have a striker's gimmick and you can't fucking strike, that's a problem for me, because striking is one of like something I really enjoy in wrestling, like crisp striking. Like that's if you're gonna do it, you got to do it right for me to appreciate it.
Yeah, and like I said, you pay attention to that type of stuff, and so, when you're watching the match, you pick up on, oh man, that wasn't very clean. That was, he could have done a little bit better on stuff like that. But like I said, as we've been doing this show, I've kind of picked up on stuff like that too. I'll watch it and I'm like, you could have done a little bit better on that. And I guess I feel like I've become a little more critical of the product. But I mean, when you have to come out here and talk about it, you kind of have to.
Doug though, because. And I guess it's the only one that I know to compare him to is Chris Hero, though, and I've seen him do the strikes and how he hits and stuff. And I do agree with you, though, too, and how Barrett rolls off.
Like, I don't want to give off the impression that, I think Barrett's bad. I don't think he's bad. I just don't see what the fuss is about. Like, I don't think he's particularly good at any one thing other than being a good speaker. In ring-wise, I don't think he's particularly good at anything. And B, I don't want to give off the impression that you have to stiff the fuck out of people and like work unsafe or hit people really hard and try to hurt them. Just because we are Hero fans, because Tyler brought Hero up, like Hero has a lot of like Hero's offensive moveset is built around strikes. It doesn't mean that he has to kill him every fucking time. He just like he's that old. He's like that Regal type guy. He's like, I hit people really hard in really safe places. Like you don't have to hit him in the fucking face, he knows where to hit them to make it look impactful and make it look like it could finish a guy. But when Barrett does it, he just like he floats it over their head. It really bugs me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. Like,
But
I'm
don't
not
let
saying,
it discourage you from supporting Barrett, you know?
Yeah.
If you like him, you like him. You know?
Yeah. It's just
There's
one of those
nothing
things.
wrong with that.
No, not at all. But we do appreciate the comment and the feedback, so thank you very much. Next bit of feedback's coming to us from our good buddy John David Guerra, saying, listen to the whole show in one sitting.
Ooh. We're congratulating him for making it through one of our shows.
You listen to our show the whole time. I'm in it for the long haul, you guys. Marked out a little when Doug mentioned the lightning spiral. Paige executes it pretty well. It's called the Page Turner on NXT, though. Not as high impact as, who was that? Yoshino. It just looked a little weird that night. So maybe it was nerves.
Yeah, I mean, I just thought like, I don't know. It just came off bad. I mean, it did, but
yeah. And I had the same thoughts. I was like, that didn't look very impactful. It was kind of like it looked a little sloppy. It was like, oh, I tripped.
Right.
You know. But yeah. So thank you for the feedback, and congratulations on getting Paul Heyman to retweet your picture from that guy who tried to crop out your name. So
yeah,
well, he's got
that fucking guy.
He's got at least 2 for sure that he's retweeted his pictures.
Yeah, he's getting
maybe
up there.
3, but I think 2 for sure.
So really cool stuff. So
also, if you want to see like our ugly mugs made a lot cooler than we actually look by one John David Guerra, you can go to nightmareprowrestling.com, and he has a print of us doing like a Tower of Doom spot. It's really cool. It makes us look much cooler than we actually are. So if you want one of those, you can get one from him.
Also, if
He's a good dude.
If you're promoting all that, check out his comic about monsters wrestling each other.
Yeah.
Nightmare Pro Wrestling.
Yeah. Good stuff. So and about the print, I think it's it's not that expensive. I think it's like $10 or something like that.
I need to get one. I haven't got one yet.
Shame on you.
I'm gonna get one. Okay.
You better.
You know, Abraham don't like to use that debit card.
Yeah. Oh, can I get a receipt?
That's why I got to put money on a different.
You're a
card.
B plus. You're a B plus bear.
A B plus bear. I guess that's what I get. Okay. I'm moving on up in the world. Okay.
That's a good spot to be.
B plus bear.
There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said earlier,
I
you know.
be A plus bear.
Look, you're no Smokey. All right. You're no Smokey the bear.
I want to be an A bear.
You're not Kung Fu Panda yet. Just, you're in the B plus zone. B plus A bear.
I'm a
little spot for you.
It is a good spot.
It's a good little spot for you.
I need to be an A bear, not a bear.
B plus bear. Bear.
Bear.
So thank you for the feedback. Next one coming to us from Seth Rickson saying, how dare you guys joke about the WWE cutting the Great Khali? You guys should be set to face him in a Punjabi prison match.
Hey.
I like how Seth Rickson's gimmick is he always, no matter what, I don't even remember what we were talking about, but he finds a way to work Khali into every thing.
What was it that he invited all 3 of us to like the Great Khali's WWE page?
Yeah, I get like requests to like that page from Rickson all the time.
Oh my god!
And for the record, I do believe that we came out as a pro Khali podcast because
I got outvoted too.
Aber likes Khali.
I really do.
I think it's like low hanging fruit to make fun of Khali. It's like too easy. You just step your game up.
And we had the Khali versus everyone in a retirement match.
Yeah, we're a pro Khali podcast. We should put that as like our little saying.
No, we should not.
Yes.
No.
Listen to WNS Podcast. We're a pro the Great Khali.
That's gonna get everyone away from us.
They're like, no, we want to listen to this because the Great Khali's awesome and he's Joe Cool.
It's terrible. Anyways, final bit of feedback we have is coming from Randy from Twitter at Roz33. There's a little shout out for you. Great podcast. You guys deliver every week. Thanks for the entertainment. So
thank you, Randy.
Hey,
thank you very much at Roz33 on Twitter. So we certainly do appreciate it. But man, that was a lot of feedback, a lot of talking there going on. So good way to kick off the show.
4 hours. Here we come.
Yeah, I know. Here we go. The marathon mode, part 2. It's time to dive on into Raw. We kick things off. You got to tone it down a little bit. Kick things off with all the wrestlers, the entire roster basically on the stage.
I know this is probably taken away from the point where they all came out there, but I noticed because I was looking at all the people on the stage, and I swear, unless y'all can tell me who this is, I swear there was a guy in a suit and he was short and he was bald. It looked like Joey Mercury.
It was Joey Mercury.
Okay, I just wanted to.
He's an agent.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know.
And he's a producer, I think.
Okay, I was like, looks like Joey Mercury.
Yeah.
So I had to point.
Is he not an agent anymore?
I mean, he may still be,
Okay.
but I know he. Well, because they WNS posted earlier today about a possible leaked script from this past week, and it has produced by John Laurinaitis, produced by Joey Mercury. Like each segment or match is produced by someone else. And so I saw like Billy Kidman's name was on there as well.
They actually refer to them as like Mercury and Kidman. And stuff. That's kind of cool.
Yeah. So so that's what makes me call into question. Like, is this is that legit? Or?
Well, I mean, like if you hear a lot of wrestlers talking about how they call each other by their like work names.
Yeah.
Like, unless you like really like are close with a guy or like are really good friends with a guy.
It's like all the people at the radio station here. We all go by our radio names.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense though. That's how you refer to them most often, right?
Jazzy's name isn't Jazzy.
You're shitting me.
I'm not.
Kayfabe, motherfucker. Kayfabe.
Damn it.
Kayfabe me.
Sorry.
Like even like okay. Me and Doug are family. Okay, we've been knowing
You
each
mean
other
to tell me
forever.
Jazzy Red's name is not Jazzy Red?
Inconceivable. I know.
We've been since we've been doing the podcast and
Been
stuff.
171 weeks of lies.
Oh man. A-Bear, go. It's not trying to
Save
cut
the
you
show,
off.
A-Bear.
Save the show.
With your
Save the
Plus.
show. Save the
No, I
show.
was gonna say that since we've been doing the podcast, even like when we're not like doing the podcast, like Doug will still call me A-Bear.
B
Yep.
plus.
I'm just used to it now.
Yep. That's who you are. You are no longer
B plus Bear.
other name. You're now Tyler. Don't call me Bear. A Bear.
No, and he's Tyler B plus Bear.
B plus Bear.
What's my real name?
Tyler B plus Bear.
Nope.
What are you talking about?
Whatever name you used to have is gone.
It's gone.
Yeah.
You're,
Look at
you're
Ben
B.
didn't even know what my real last name was.
Look at
You're
your
B plus
look at your
Bear.
driver's license.
Yeah.
Tyler, quote, B plus, end quote, A Bear.
You can't be a
Be
B plus
positive.
A Bear. You can't be a B plus A Bear.
A Bear that is B plus.
It's a good little spot for you though.
It is a good spot.
Can't all be A-Bears.
I want to be an A Bear.
Can't all be A plus
You're
Bears.
a bear. Like the babomb.
I want to be an A Bear.
No.
Okay.
You're not ready.
Ba-bear.
We're protecting you. You're not ready
Yeah.
for that spot.
We're doing
Stay down, motherfucker.
we're doing what needs to be done, okay?
What's best for business.
We see potential in you, but
You don't
not at the
deserve a
top.
title shot.
Not at the top. Yeah.
Hey, we recognize the potential of the A-Bear brand, okay?
And we'll get you little T-shirts with
B plus Bear.
with a fuzzy bear on it. We'll have the bear doing the shape, like the arms out to make the shape of a bee. It'll be bee bear.
Give you a fucking bear hug.
A bear hug.
You're gonna submit
Bee bear
to my
hug.
will.
Good stuff. Okay. But we kick things off with the roster up on the main stage, and they do a very nice tribute to the Ultimate Warrior, followed by the 10 bell salute. So it was really really touching. It was a really good video, and I saw a lot of comments saying they got very that the people who were watching it got very emotional when they did the Hall of Fame speech where he was talking to his daughters. The coolest thing that I'll ever do in my life is be your dad, and that really strikes a chord, and it's really tough. But they did, WWE is well known for their amazing video packages, and they did not disappoint on this one. So what do you guys think about that? And then I like the fact that they gave everyone those warrior masks.
Yeah,
That was
and
pretty
everyone
cool.
was throughout the show wearing
Mm-hmm.
warrior shirts and stuff. It's just a sad situation, and it was good to see everyone paying their respects.
Yeah.
And stuff.
How about you, Doug?
Yeah, I mean, the cynic and everyone, or at least the cynic and me, like, yeah, it was a classy tribute, but I mean, coming off of the whole self-destruction of the warrior thing, it just feels a little. It's hard to be 100% like this was coming from the right place. This wasn't publicity. This wasn't we have to do a classy thing for warrior because they really did have to. I mean, they've set the precedence of when a guy like that passes away, they have to honor him, right? And I'm not saying that they wouldn't have, but I'm just it feels
Kind of we'll look back
coming
to,
off. You release a DVD about a guy saying how insane and crazy and how no one likes him, and then you want him for the Hall of Fame. So now you have to backtrack and rewrite your own history about the guy.
Well, they had to redo that with the new DVD coming out. Or
Yeah,
did
it-
it come out?
But that's
Yeah,
why
it's
the
come
new
out.
DVD came out. Is because he was so unhappy with what they decided to do with the old one, and
And I have a copy, and I'm gonna do a video review for it.
I would like to. Sorry,
there is a legitimate like people in that company didn't care for the guy. I mean, it's a real thing, and I'm not personally speaking ill of the dead. Like I've never met the Warrior, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I only know him from a fan's perspective. But I'm saying it's kind of hard to feel that that's not at least a little bit disingenuous after the fact, and they just re-signed him back. And, and you know, furthermore, like a lot of those guys, other than like Vince and Triple H and Stephanie, who I'm sure Triple H and Stephanie is the one who's working on the deal, getting him back, and maybe he spent the most time with him from the company recently. But as far as guys on the roster, like the guy hasn't been on the roster in so long. These guys were just know him as fans because they haven't like spent the time with him. He's from a different era, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it was a classy like thing that they did, but it's hard to feel that it's 100% genuine coming off of the destruction of the Warrior, and
I want to see.
They just recently signed him back.
I want to watch that DVD and watch the new one.
Yeah. When I was watching the new one, and I felt like they should have mashed the self-destruction one with the new one that came out.
So how many instances could you put of like so and so said this terrible thing about it, and they got same guy saying something positive about him?
No, on this one it wasn't. The only person who was talking was Warrior.
Oh, okay.
And so it was, this is me telling my side.
Oh, okay.
And so that's why I felt like it would have been a good mash, because like you've got, you know, guy number one talking about this, and then you got Ultimate Warrior talking about the same situation. And you got guy number two, and then Ultimate Warrior, you know. And so I felt like it would have laced together really well, sort of like, no, I never said that, or, you know, this is what he was doing. Oh, that never happened, you know.
So who was shit talking? Who did they have shit talking to him on the original?
On the original, Bobby Heenan, there's Gene Okerlund, Hulk Hogan, Pat Patterson, I think, you know, and they had a lot of people just, you know,
Vince or Triple H weren't on the original.
I don't remember. I have to go back and watch it. But
yeah, I don't know. We're not like personally like speaking ill of the dead. We're just saying like the very real situation that was there. Like I don't want to come across as I'm like speaking ill of Warrior. I'm not. I'm just saying like that's the well-known situation, and so it's hard to believe that they were 100% genuine. Although I'm sure they've made up recently, and like, it's just. I mean, the reality is they did had to do it, right? I mean, like, were they not going to do it?
I mean, whenever Viscera died not too long ago, they didn't do much.
But they didn't just induct Viscera.
That's true.
They did a bunch of publicity about, you know, Warrior coming back and stuff. And that's, again, no disrespect to Big Vis either. It's just, like, the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
We had to talk about, like, it's like anybody they had a bad relationship, they can, like, now, like, repair it.
Yeah, because they've gotten Warrior, people. They've gotten Bruno.
Well, there's actually one that we said last week. We don't know if they'll ever fix, but I don't think they want to. I was about to say China and all that stuff. But they do, you know.
The only other big one that they can't fix is Macho, and that's just because he's gone.
Yeah. But I forgot who made the...
They can get Bruno and Warrior. They can get anybody. It doesn't matter.
But it was like Ben said. I was trying to think of who said it, but it was Ben. You know, the video package that they did for Macho Man whenever he died, you know, they said, or Ben said that Vince picked out that particular song to play for the video, and if you go back and listen to it, it's basically just, you know, he's using the lyrics to apologize.
Right.
And, you know, it's one of those, like, go back and watch Ultimate Warrior's speech. It has, like, a deeper meaning now, you know.
Right.
But it was, you know, it was really good.
It came off very awkwardly where like Triple H was trying to get the people on stage to chant Warriors as to get the whole arena to start chanting Warrior.
Yeah.
It looks like he was like you could see him like look around and make eye contact and start doing the Warrior like with his fist, and then you could see the guys like, oh, he wants us to.
The guy who signs our paychecks wanting us to chant something, we better chant it.
I mean, I don't know. A lot of those guys looked genuinely moved. Like Cody Rhodes looked.
Cody Rhodes looked like,
yes, definitely.
You know.
I mean, he was. I mean, that's, you know, probably
looked up
that's his era as a child. Like probably watching.
I mean, he grew up backstage.
Right.
You know, he was one of those guys who was always back there and, you know, hanging out. But and so he probably got to know him, you know, fairly well. But you know, it's just always tough losing a legend like that. So, but they did a good job as far as the video package and, you know, creating a moment for it. But they did announce that there was going to be an Intercontinental Championship Tournament to determine the new number one contender, which is good because I know we've had a lack of focus here lately with the Intercontinental Championship. You know, it's like Big E got the title, and he ran strong with it for a little bit, and then they were just like, you're done. Just, go talk at the announce booth or hang out backstage. But now they actually have something, I guess, to focus on. It's just good. But the first matchup, we got to see Rob Van Dam going up against Alberto Del Rio.
I gotta say, when I saw like the matches or like the matchup or whatever, who's in the tournament, like I didn't really care. Like I want to see Cesaro and Henry.
Yeah.
Like the other ones, like
Yeah, and they were like, I would have liked to have maybe seen, a second bracket or something. Like do 16 guys.
Do they say that's gonna be the next rounds or next week on Raw?
Well, what they've done now, they had.
I'd
8.
imagine to be on SmackDown.
Well, they had 8, and then it got down to 4, and I think, I'm not sure, maybe the 4 are going to be on Raw next week. They may have announced it, and I just didn't catch it, but
see,
I can see them doing the 4 on SmackDown and then doing the finals on Raw.
Yeah,
but I could be.
Or hell, do another tournament on SmackDown for the U.S. title, because what have they done with that lately? But RVD ends up getting the victory. What did you guys think about the matchup?
I didn't think much about it. I mean, Del Rio, poor guy, needs some help. I don't know. He's got no momentum. I like the guy. I was hoping for Del Rio to pull it out because I thought he's a better. Because we know Cesaro is not jobbing in the first round, so I thought he would be a better second round matchup. Even though the face heel dynamics would be off if Del Rio goes.
Yeah,
I thought he would be a better matchup for Cesaro. So I was just hoping to see that match rather than RVD, because RVD is so fucking still. Like he just came back and he's as still as.
It's already like, you're already back into just the mid card shuffle and
not just like his booking, but just he himself. He hasn't done anything to like freshen up his moveset or freshen up his character in like years. He's like the same.
He comes in and does his moves and picks up a win, sometimes a loss.
Yeah, it's crazy to see like how the crowd was so into seeing him when he literally nothing's changed in like so long about the guy, right?
Yeah. And that's why I like when Jericho returns, because he at least
always reinvents himself.
He always tries to change something about himself. And sometimes it's not a big thing that he changes, but it's enough to say, okay, that was at least worth coming back for. And he's even stated, he's like, I'm not coming back unless I change something.
Right.
Whereas with Rob, they're doing a storyline of, well, I think I got one more run in me. I saw how Daniel Bryan overcame the odds, and maybe I can overcome my odds and be in the title picture. And he got in the title picture for the IC title, but I don't know. It's good to see him, but it, like you said, it's stale.
He needs to freshen himself up, whether it be his look or his moveset or his attitude or something, right? I mean, I don't know. He's got to do something a little bit differently.
When's the last time he was heel?
When he probably versed John Cena.
No, he was.
Nah, he was.
That was a face, huh?
He was more like a tweener there because they had like a certain
ECW.
segment of the fans they were playing up against Cena.
Mm-hmm. Like all of them.
Well, no, it was like that's during the whole ECW thing where they're like, obviously, like your smarky internet fans are going to champion RVD, and your ECW fans are going to champion RVD, and then the people who don't know that other side are championing Cena. So it's like they were able to play both sides with him. So he wasn't like a true heel then.
Mm-hmm. But RVD does end up getting the victory over Del Rio, advancing into the next round of the tournament. After that, we got to see Ryback going up against the Rhodes brothers, and I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but they've mashed Ryback's theme. So
I didn't notice that.
So really good stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of like it. It's it fits, but it grew on me faster than the Rhodes brothers one did, because I know whenever they first came out with it, I was like, this is awful.
We thought it should have been the other way around. Where the Gold Dust intro into the Cody music instead of the Cody intro into the Gold Dust.
Yeah. But the Rhodes brothers entrance has grown on me as well. But Ryback will end up getting the victory. So this kind of, with the Usos being the face team champions, Does it seem like, because here in the past couple of weeks, Ryback's sort of been on the rise. They're actually picking up a couple victories here and there.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to build heel challengers for the babyface champs, and that's what's going on there. Are the Road Scholars a better team? Yeah, probably. Is that what I said?
Yeah.
Road Brothers. Excuse me. Are the Road Brothers a better team? Yes, probably. Would I rather see the Rhodes Brothers? Yeah, of course.
I feel like they need to put more tag teams in there or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, they don't do, because, well, unless you see them superstars and other stuff, they don't lost Matt Doris, but.
They have enough teams to keep, like, a second babyface team hot, or, like, simmering at least, but they don't. They would have to, like, restructure the way they run their shows, and they aren't going to do that.
Yeah. And it's just it's tough because you don't really see any character development or anything between the tag division. They come out, they have a match, they go back. You never see anything other than that. That's something I'd like to see at least. But Ryback's will do end up getting the next victory.
They do have R-Truth and Xavier Woods, but they don't really use them as a tag team.
Exactly. But the next matchup, we got to see Paige going up against Alicia Fox. I believe this was a non-title matchup, with Paige getting the victory with that awesome Scorpion crosslock submission. So, what did you guys think about the matchup?
It was okay, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about it. I didn't feel like it was holy shit, look out, here comes Paige or anything. But
yeah.
It was fine.
I remember is that JBL was like saying she's not that awesome and all stuff. She's like I guess he compared her to Sheamus because how pale she is, and then all I remember is the crosslock.
The fucked up thing is JBL was the guy who was acting like she's a flash in the pan, but he's the manager. He's like the GM of NXT, so he should be the most pro like Paige guy on.
I've seen what she can do.
Right.
Yeah.
So why the fuck would he take the opposite approach?
Because he's JBL. He does whatever he wants, and then he smiles to the crowd and waves his hat, and the fans.
Did you notice that when we came out for Raw, he was like, he did the JBL chant, like he was like, "This is what I want you guys to do." Yeah. He was like, JBL, and then people started doing it. I was like, that's weird.
Well, yeah, that's how he is. He's full of himself. So
I don't know.
Like one minute he's like, I love this crowd, and then they're like, I don't know why he's chanting that. That's ridiculous. Shut up, Cole.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't know. Like if there was anybody on that announced team that should have been like the pro Page guy, it should have been him. He's the guy who's seen her the most in theory, right?
Yeah. So what else?
Or at least he should break down what she does and what she's about more. Or, I mean, I don't know, something.
Just build the character.
Why the fuck are you the GM of NXT if you're not going to put over the NXT people when they come on Raw?
Especially your NXT Divas champion of all people. So, anywho, Paige ends up getting the victory, and I think someone mentioned that
even as a heel, he could be like the he's proud of his brand, where he's like going to put his people over because that's his brand or whatever. Yeah. Right? I mean, it's not fucking rocket science.
Like whenever they had the Raw and SmackDown split up, and they'd have the elimination style SmackDown versus Raw, and the commentators would be like, come on, man, come on.
Right.
Like, cheering for the heels. Like, come on, you can do it.
Right.
Do it for SmackDown. Bring home the trophy.
I hate you every other time.
Yeah, every other time. Go jump off a bridge, but come on. Yeah, so, I mean, this is your Divas champion on WWE and NXT, and you're just crapping all over her, but whatever. Got to make yourself look cool and sound edgy, and got to defend yourself whenever someone calls you out. That's all you got to do. So, anyway. So, but what I was back what I was saying, I think someone mentioned that Alicia Fox was Paige's first opponent in NXT. So if that's true, that's pretty cool. But the next matchup, we got to see Usos looking to get revenge on Batista and Orton after their last match ended in
earlier in the night. Triple H was like, y'all need to
when we were all together,
face the Shield or whatever, take care of them because they're threatening. Like, we want to stay in the title picture and all that stuff, and
I just want to be champion.
I agree with Dave. We got to not.
I'm a destroyer. Call me Drax. So
okay.
But this matchup ended up in a no contest after the Shield ends up attacking. So kind of a short matchup. I think it went like 5 minutes or something like that. But
I wish they had. I wish they had done the run-in to where the Usos were able to like capitalize off the Shield's run-in and actually beat them, even as baby faces, it's not necessarily like they cheated. It's as
capitalizing on the
right.
moment.
Like, I mean, I don't know. It just feels weird for them to do 2 matches with the Evolution guys, and then they're probably not going to acknowledge it again, right?
Right.
So I don't know. You would think they would at least want to give them like a DQ win or something off of it. I don't know.
One thing I did like was the Usos war paint that was in tribute to the Ultimate Warrior, and
That was cool.
one of them shook the ropes, I believe, as well.
Yeah.
So really cool stuff. But
Big Dave did not.
No, Big Dave did not because
When you're a bad guy, you can't honor the dead.
and people would have just booed the hell out of him for oh, you're trying to rip off Warrior. But backstage a little bit later on, Triple H sort of gave him like a "I told you so" kind of look, or I don't know if he said anything to him or not.
He said, "Told you so."
Oh, okay. But yeah, so that led into what happened later on in the night. Next up, we got to see Paul Heyman come out, cut a promo about Brock Lesnar beat the streak, and now it's time to focus on his new client, the one and only King of Swing, Cesaro, who comes out to no music. He came out to no music on SmackDown as well.
Well, I think that makes sense because if you want him heel, the crowd fucking lost their shit doing the little with the arm cannons for his music.
But why don't you just go back to his old music?
I mean, that's a good question, but I prefer no music to giving him the. Plus, I mean, that's kind of associated with Zob anyway.
I noticed that our friend John Garrett doesn't like. He posted something that he doesn't like. I guess Heyman calling him the King of Swing.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I don't have any problems with it. That's the least of my problems with the situation.
I mean, but does it baby him up a little bit?
No. That's a tough call.
Because as soon as he said it, the fans started chanting "King of Swing, King of Swing."
Well, he 180'd his promo style this week from his promo immediately following Mania was very like, I'm saying clever things and talking fast, and you guys are going to eat this shit up right out of my hands. But this week, I could tell he was like trying to do the droning, like repetitive, annoying thing. Where we're like, okay, shut the fuck up. I heard you say that already. Like he was, it was almost as if he was trying to annoy. He was like, I'm going to say it.
He's going to annoy you with King of Swing.
Brock Lesnar is the conqueror of the streak.
Brock Lesnar is the conqueror of the streak. Brock Lesnar. I prefer that to the cutesy shit because I feel like it's more in service of the character. Like if you didn't
Brock Lesnar,
because if you were annoyed by that, it's his intention to have annoyed you, right? I mean, I prefer. Would you rather? Because I don't think the cutesy stuff is in service of the story or the character.
No, I agree with you. There's part of me that likes the cutesy stuff, but like it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't match up with the character. And like I know, and I'm with you. Like if you're a heel, I want you, do stuff hillish or have a heel promo. Don't like get people to cheer you. Don't be cutesy and all that stuff. So yeah.
It's like if it's your job to be the bad guy, then be as hated as you can be, right? Don't give them an opportunity to cheer you, right?
Yeah.
Like that's counterproductive.
Do you guys think that here probably in the last year or two, the WWE will try and turn someone heel, and the fans, get behind them, so they'll turn them face because the crowd wanted them to.
You have to at a certain point.
Right. Do you feel like this is what they're trying to resist that? Like they want Cesaro to stay heel, so they're putting him with Paul Heyman, going to have him face good guys and stuff like that. They had a very good chance to switch him full blown face, have what I think would probably be pretty good year. This is going to be Cesaro's year. You can already tell he's going to have a very productive year. But it looked from the way things were going that he was going to work face. But then they bring out Paul Heyman, and they even cuts the promos with Michael Cole on the WWE.com, and then he comes out, works against the Big Show, attacks him after the match. And then on Raw, this week, you have Paul Heyman coming out and cutting the promos, trying to do heel. So it seems like they're trying to resist what the crowd is wanting to keep him heel.
I'm not. Are you asking me if that's a bad thing, or if you ask me if I agree that's what they're?
Do you feel like that's what they're doing?
Well, I think they just realized, hey, we're really light on the heel side, and maybe we need a heel. Like we need, because all your Shield went babyface.
Wyatt's are basically a babyface. Well,
You can put your whatever label you want on the YSA get babyface pops. So they're basically, like you said, babyface.
Well, if you come out and say the name of the city, you're going to get a cheer. And
yeah, I mean that plays into what we're talking about with the songs and stuff. Like if you're a heel, I feel like you don't do the stuff that you know is going to get a good reaction, right? You shy away from that, right? On
whenever
purpose.
R-Truth was heel, he didn't come out and say, Detroit, what's up? He didn't do that. He stopped doing it.
I feel like one of the best babyface terms, other than the Shield in recent history, is like Del Rio had a really awesome face turn for all of the 2 weeks that it lasted. Like I feel like what I really hate about like turning guys these days, it's like nobody is a good guy anymore because they've done something to make amends or to do something to prove that they're trying or willing to change a path. Mm-hmm. You're a good guy now is just if another bad guy dicks you over, then you're a good guy now. Like if one bad guy gets dicked over by another bad guy, he's just the default good guy. But when they did it with Del Rio, he like made amends. It
was done so well, and then they just cut the rug out.
They wiped it away. It was so stupid. Like, and he was a good baby face before they tried to saddle him with all the weird like water bucket on that bullshit.
Yeah,
he didn't need it. He was like he made amends. He was like, I fucked up. He's like, I've been treating you like shit. He was like. What a good guy!
I have seen the errors in my ways, and I'm trying to make up for it.
I just got fucked over by another guy, so I'm de facto babyface.
Yeah,
it's weird, right? But I don't know. Like, it felt like they couldn't even hold. It feels like they couldn't hold Cesaro back from being a babyface. I don't think that they actually can.
Yeah,
I think like if anything, putting him with Heyman is babyfacing him even more.
Yeah,
I feel like it only really works with Lesnar for some reason.
It's because some people are just like sick of him. I don't know. He's a devastating guy.
I don't know. I mean, it's weird. Like,
let's do this.
Well, like whenever he was with Punk, people liked it, but not everyone. But that's just because Punk is so hateable that he's not like Punk's not a great babyface.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just I don't know. I don't know where they're going with Cesaro. Like, obviously he's going to be working heel, but is he going to be the one to kind of like acknowledge the crowd for cheering him, or
he kind of shows signs of that?
Yeah. And so like, is that a heel or is that?
In my book, no. Look, I want a true blue heel. I want a dastardly fuck who's not trying to get the crowd
riled. Mustache.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it has to be cliche, like he has to do cliche heel things, but I don't want him like egging the crowd on to cheer him. I don't want him basking in the cheers of the crowd. Mm-hmm. I don't want him trying to get a cheer out of the crowd. And I want a heel who's just a heel like for just once. I think it would be so refreshing if it was just an actual heel. I don't want someone who's just a shitty baby face or someone who's so good at being a heel that he gets cheered. I want that nice medium, right? There's got to be someone who can strike a balance there.
I don't know, but I mean, like you said, Lesnar is like the only guy who can do that these days, and that's just because it's like pure unfiltered hatred that people have for him.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I find that just weird. Just once, I want like because
like Mark Henry's run as a heel was really good.
Yeah, and see, and what the brilliance of Henry's run was like, nobody even caught on to how awesome he was. Henry's run as a heel was so good of a heel run that people didn't even catch on to how good he was until they did the swerve with Cena, and then they're like, "Oh, this guy was really good." I mean, not me. I've been saying it since we've been on the fucking podcast how awesome Henry was, but I'm just saying he was such an awesome heel that people were like, "No, there's no redeemable qualities about that guy. Fuck that guy. He sucks." Mm-hmm. But it was just like
he's injury prone.
Well, he is injury prone, but I mean,
what can you do? Guy's 400 something pounds.
Yeah, but I mean, he had the best. He had one of the best heel runs in in recent times.
Yeah, really good stuff. Like whenever he won the title from Orton, that was his top run.
And he wasn't like trying to get the people to cheer him or anything. He was just like, "No, fuck y'all. I'll kill all you motherfuckers.
All y'all puppets.
Yeah, I'll eat all your babies. Fuck y'all."
He said, what did he say to you? Don't touch him.
Keep your hands to yourself.
Yeah. If you haven't heard the fucking story, we were at a house show and I was sitting like right in the corner where Henry walked by, and just as a fan, I just gave him the "I like you" pat on the back, and I wasn't like cheering him because I kind of hate when people like cheer the heels or whatever. And this is when he was in the middle of a heel run. I just gave him I just want to touch the guy because he's so awesome. I gave him the pat on the back.
Let me get some of that baby oil on my hand.
He was sweaty as fuck, but he just like jerked around and was like, "Keep your hands to yourself," like in my face, and I not even like selling. I wasn't even like selling, being afraid. I was legitimately afraid. I was like, oh no, I'm sorry, Mr. Henry. I will never touch you again. Dude is fucking scary when he's like right in your face.
Yeah. And he's a big guy, so.
He's not like super tall, but that motherfucker is wide.
He is, yeah. He's thick. So I would hate to sit next to him on an airplane or something. Like, good Lord, that guy.
That dude's got to go first class, huh?
Oh, yeah. He's got to have like his own seat.
Yeah.
Maybe even two. He's
Big dude.
Yeah, that's a big guy. So, speaking of Mark Henry, speaking of Cesaro, Mark Henry versus Cesaro.
That plays into it pretty well.
It does. Great segue. What did you guys think about this matchup?
It wasn't long enough to be good. I mean, it was very short. Give
them 12.
I was pumped for it, but then
I'll give them 8.
Short,
I mean,
though.
they could do something with 8. They didn't
Yeah.
even have 8. But I
redo this match.
I liked the little strength stuff they were playing with right off the bat. Collar and elbow tie up. Henry is obviously backing Cesaro up. I like Cesaro going up to the second rope for a leverage.
Yeah.
To try, and then he was able, with the leverage, he was able to force Henry out of the corner. I like the little like play on who's stronger. Obviously Henry, but Cesaro's like,
Because they always say pound for pound,
Right.
pound for pound.
But I thought that was cool. But other than that little like, I thought it was really cool that he went up for leverage. But other than that, they didn't have enough time to tell a story.
Yeah. Please give them more time. Let them have another match.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see them guys work longer than what did they get, like 4 minutes
When
or
I
something?
first saw the card for this, I'm like, Cesaro's going to be in the main.
Yeah.
Actually, what I thought they were going to do, and I'm sorry for skipping ahead, but I thought Swagger was going to win his match, and I thought the Swagger thing was still going to play in with the Cesaro stuff.
You thought they were going to meet in the finals?
Yeah, or close, or something like that. Yeah.
Well, they're in opposite sides of the
They're
bracket.
opposite brackets, so I thought they were, because I thought that now it seems like they're going to drop it.
Yeah, I think they're done too. I think they're done with that, which is weird too.
Drop it like Cesaro dropped Mark Henry.
Do you feel like he's already above this title though? Because I feel like he's already more important than this title.
I felt, yeah, I do.
Maybe I guess maybe they're attempting to reestablish the title by putting it on him, and that's a good way to go.
Definitely.
But if they put the title on him and treat him like they did his first run or anybody else's run, what's the fucking point? He's
Right.
already bigger than that.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because, you can see that his stock is on the rise, and I feel like the only reason he's in this tournament is to get the title and just say, okay, I claim the title. That's it. I want the next one. Do
you think this little bit of attention they're paying the title by saying, hey, we're doing a tournament, we want to crown a number 1 contender to challenge for the title, is this do you see this and give them giving them enough leeway to say this is them like trying to reestablish it by making a tournament, put it on Cesaro. Cesaro had fantastic matches with everybody he stepped in the ring with last year. Let him reestablish the title. It'll mean something if we put it on that guy. Or do you think it's just like, well,
we need something to get to Extreme Rules.
we got to put Cesaro on simmer because we're not ready for it to put a major belt on him
Yeah,
yet.
because they're doing stuff with Brian, but I don't know if I feel so. I hope that they would have put the belt on him and give him awesome matches. Like, hey, how about after the whole thing with him and Big E, say he wins the title off him, so there's a rematch between Big E and okay, they're done. He still wins the belt.
Ziggler.
Or how about, I know that it would happen. How about give it time, a Henry and Cesaro?
Yeah.
Well, I am less concerned with matchups and possible matchups or matchups they will actually follow through with.
The concern is the title.
Because not even the title's not my concern either. I'm not concerned about the title. I'm not concerned about the possible matchups because he's proved that he's had awesome matches with anybody you put him in the ring with.
Yeah.
Anybody. And I mean fucking anybody. And, yeah, fuck it. No. But, my problem or my concern is this going to bring Cesaro down? So either the title is going to bring Cesaro down or Cesaro is going to bring the title up, one way or the other.
Yeah.
And I'm concerned that the title will bring him down.
I hope that he brings the title up, but
Because I'm a little worried this is just we've got to put you on simmer until we're ready to put you in the main event. And not hey, here's the belt, go have awesome matches and reestablish the credibility of this title.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's like you give him the title and then what does he do? Where does he go from there? It's sort of like that's the roof. Like he can't go any higher until you break free of that.
Well, that's not a problem if you're going to let him have awesome feuds and matches with everyone.
Yeah.
But if you're not, I mean, there's no point.
Yeah.
It's just a placeholder if it's not.
Mm-hmm.
I'm awesome. I just have this belt. I haven't defended it in a long time, but I'm just holding on to
Get the Intercontinental Championship and be like, okay, I've claimed this one. Now it's time to go for the next one. I'm challenging Dean Ambrose for the U.S. title. And then he gets that belt. And, okay, now I'm challenging Daniel Bryan. I'll carry all the belts.
I'm challenging Paige.
What I did like about Cesaro this week is no big swing. And he did the little, like he does the, like, eyes to the crowd, like, oh, you want to see the swing? Nah, fuck y'all. Y'all ain't getting the swing. That's
neutralizer.
Yeah.
Call him King of Swing. He hasn't. That'd be funny. He
That's a good. I think that's a good. I think that's good heel material. Call him the King of Swing. He never does a swing.
Yeah,
that could work actually.
Well, it's. I mean, part of being a good heel is like denying people what they want to see, right? So if you keep teasing the swing and you never do it, people are hopefully the desired reaction is people are eventually gonna be like, oh fuck you, you ain't gonna do it anyway. Or,
yeah,
or,
you turn it against the fans,
right? And hopefully he's teased it this week, and hopefully that's what we see, and hopefully that can keep him heel long enough.
That could, yeah. And just be like, like he could even grab the legs and start to do it, and just be like, his legs are too heavy, I can't do it, and start, just wailing on him or something like that.
Yeah.
Or not even. I mean, you don't even want to do that because then it'd be like, oh well, that guy's too heavy for him.
Yeah.
He's pound for pound the strongest man or whatever.
Right.
So, but Cesaro does end up defeating Mark Henry with the neutralizer. It's not the first time we have seen him do it, but it's still very impressive to have it done.
Because Henry's so awkwardly shaped, it's like
yeah. And you got to get your hands locked, and then just lift.
We see him do it at the Big Show. We see him do it at the Great Khali.
Great Khali.
I did it opposite.
You're supporting someone and you don't even know his name.
The Great Khali. Sorry, Seth Rickson. The Great Khali.
This is why I don't support him. And you can't even get his name right.
The Great Khali.
Lolly. Great Lolly. Great Lolly. So there you go. Next up, we got to see Xavier Woods going up against Rusev.
I guess they're trying to debut him and be a strong guy, but I guess you got to verse, because
you got to have those squashes and this was probably like a 2-minute match.
Yeah.
And put him in the camel clutch or whatever he calls him now. The weird thing about it is like the face that Rusev has when he does it. He's just so stone faced. He's just, okay, I'm here. I am winning. I have won, and I break it. It's just weird. No intensity from him, because normally like you would expect him to, but he's just like
I guess after that they're gonna go after a little bigger names. I guess Ziggler and all that stuff, and like
but he's just like I've been trained to
established. If they have Sheamus still like face, I guess they can do him versus Sheamus.
But see, this goes back to what we were talking about last week about the slots that are available. Like.
What the hell are you gonna do with this dude?
What are you gonna do with Rusev? Like, who's he gonna feud with?
End up being pushing back. Like, I do feel like he's gonna be pushed back.
And then you want to bring in Bo Dallas and Adam Rose as well. Like, where are these guys going?
Are they trying to think that he's gonna be successful like his brother?
I don't know.
Because and people probably know.
I mean, he's that cocky, arrogant, douchebag that everyone hates.
Like, he gives advice, and he's, you have to believe. Like
all of my believers,
like a cult following, kind of like his brother.
Not even a cult. It was more just like he's so far up his own ass that he doesn't seem, like. I got to check out NXT from this past week, and he staged. He was like, due to the success of Daniel Bryan, we're gonna do a bow movement. Come on, everyone, get in the ring. We're gonna do a bow movement. And it was the weirdest thing because they obviously staged it because all the fans stood up and they turned their back to him, which was weird. So it's like, who told them to do this? Because they just did it. But he did a weird thing where he was like, I loved all of you. I gave you cookies. Why are you doing this to me? And it was kind of weird. It was kind of weird.
So what's been going on with Adam Rose?
He's partying, man. He's a partier.
I just feel like they're going to get
His
lost
matches
in a shuffle.
have been, he's Fandango, Santino. He's going to be the comedy, but he can also wrestle. But his matches have been short as well. So it's going to be, I
feel sorry for all the people coming up, And
it's like, where are all these guys going to go? Like, obviously, you're going to have to get rid of some of the people.
Well, didn't Doug say last week that he didn't feel sorry for him? I guess because he felt sorry for the people who are already on the roster like
and not being used. You know,
Ziggler or Ryder.
well, I mean, you got like JTG, you got Ryder, you got Sandow, who's not being used.
Hawkins.
You know, Hawkins is still there. I mean,
is he?
I don't know. See, that's the weird thing. I don't think he is.
Fuck. I don't know.
I mean, like Ezekiel Jackson just left.
Really? Is it official?
Yeah, he officially announced it. You know, Evan Bourne is still on the roster, but where the hell has he been in the last 2 or 3 years?
I'm surprised that they haven't released him yet.
Yeah, and it's just, you know, you have so much talent and so little time, and
That's bad. He probably hasn't been wrestling, so he hasn't been wrestling for a long time. So if he gets released, he's gonna have to like slowly try to get back in the indies and re-wrestle again.
And it's just like they have all these extra shows. They have Superstars. They have, you know, SmackDown, and what's the other one? It's not NXT, but Main Event. You know, they have all these chances to progress storylines, and all they do is flashbacks. Well, hey, did you see what happened on SmackDown? Hey, did you see what happened on Raw? Well, don't worry, because we're going to show you.
Hey, this show, we're not going to, they need to create another show. Hey, this is just the flashback show.
Yeah.
No wrestling, live wrestling.
Well, they
It's
have
just
that.
flashback.
They have it on the WWE Network. This week in WWE, they have that. They have their show. They don't need to do the constant flashbacks now.
I know.
Well, I mean, once the network gets available to all the other countries that are going to be able to see it. But use this time. You're taking an hour-long show, 40 minutes if you take out commercials, you know, and you're taking 20 minutes of that just for flashbacks. So it's really weird. I don't know.
It's official, like a referee with a whistle. Sting has made his on WWE TV.
What?
Maybe, well, on the network, on the Warrior Tribute, Sting was on the Warrior Tribute. So he's on WWE TV. It happened. The Sting.
Wait, what do you...
You know they're doing the Warrior Tribute all week or whatever. Like Sting was on the Warrior Tribute.
Like they were having a live show or something?
Well, I don't know.
Or was it just they had him talking about him?
Well, it's a recent. The picture, the screen cap I saw looked recent. Like he's balding and he had the face paint, the newer face paint and stuff. I'm not talking shit. I'm just saying it looked like a recent thing of him.
That's weird.
So I think he's officially been on WWE TV now.
Huh.
Well, I guess as much the network. So
WWE Network at least. So yeah, really weird stuff. But Rusev ends up getting the victory over Xavier Woods.
I like Rusev.
Yeah, but you know, I know you stepped out. But we were talking about like, you know, who's he going to feud with? Where's he going to go? Is like,
we could say that for like 20 different guys.
Yeah, and that's what Tyler and I were discussing.
My problem, I don't like the camel clutch.
Yeah,
he needs something more impactful. He does a lot of like impressive, impactful offense for a guy his size. So he should have like an impressive, impactful finisher, not just the camel clutch.
Doesn't he have a super kick? I don't know.
I haven't seen enough of the guy. I've just seen that match and the few other times he's been on.
Okay. Well, after the matchup, you know, he was looking to attack R-Truth, and Lana said no, and he decided to attack anyway. So, whatever.
Yeah.
I also looked at SmackDown spoilers, and I guess the tournament's just going to continue on Raw. Unless I read them wrong, they didn't have any more matches.
I thought you came in like what you were gonna say. Sting signed with them. There's some spoilers for SmackDown. He showed up.
He made his debut on
he was in the
SmackDown.
rafters, and it's really tall. So I don't know how the fuck he got up there.
So
he was on the Warrior Tribute. That's it. But hey, that counts though. I mean,
yeah,
technically, I guess. But yeah. So the next matchup we got to see Sheamus going up against Jack Swagger. What'd you guys think about this matchup?
I don't know. I think I was trying to focus on I hope he. I don't know. In my head, I thought that the Cesaro and Swagger stuff was going to continue. So I was like,
yeah,
Swagger has to get it. But no,
you were wrong.
No, but other than that, I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was totally fine. I didn't have any problems really.
Okay, Sheamus ends up defeating Jack Swagger, advancing to the next round, and that takes us into the next segment where Damian Sandow is in the ring. Talking about,
I guess they're gonna it's gonna do Damian Sandow versus Big Show stuff. I don't
so.
know. That's fucking weird.
It was weird because Sandow was cutting a promo and got interrupted by Big Show, and it looked like they were supposed to have a match, and Sandow just pissed Big Show off, and Big Show just knocked him out and decided to leave. No matchup. Whatever. See you later. Bye. So yeah. Any thoughts on that?
New feud, I guess.
Yeah. How about you, Doug?
It was weird to say the least. It felt like they were doing some more of that fans' projection of the character onto the character, meaning that he's a guy who felt like, or he's a guy the crowd feels like, and I don't want to associate myself with it. I think he's perfectly fine, but I don't, much like your Zigglers or your Barretts, I haven't seen enough of him to say I'm as in love with him as the rest of all these people seem to be. Same with Cody Rhodes, whatever. But I felt like this is another instance of them letting the guy run his gimmick off of fan projection, with this guy saying, like, he was saying, oh, I deserve this. I've earned this. I deserve this, like, spot or whatever. It's been taken away from me or whatever. Just felt like another one of those instances where they're going to let the crowd dictate the character. And, I don't know. I mean, I guess he played it as a heel, which is, I guess, weird, but I don't know why the Big Show was just like, okay, whatever, and then knocked him out.
Yeah. Like, whatever. You're just pissing me off. Don't piss off the Big Show. So, next up, we got to see Bray Wyatt come out, the Wyatt family coming out, cutting a promo on John Cena about how he's a liar and how Wyatt has never lied to any of you. I forgot what I was doing. I know I wasn't paying enough attention to this segment. But I did see John Cena coming out and doing his little Photoshop gimmick.
It was cheesy for a while until I don't know what Wyatt said, something about get serious. No, not get serious, but something happened. He's like, then Cena got serious, but I don't know.
I thought this was pretty well done, actually. I think this is, again, another case of, much like the Triple H stuff, much like the Stephanie stuff, this is another way of them letting public perception of John Cena dictate the story. And I think this was, Cena has lame jokes and blah, blah, blah. So they worked it into the angle to where, like, Cena come out and did his lame joke shtick. Especially after it felt like they were going to go that direction before Mania, and then they switched quickly, and he was, like, doing the I'm afraid of you stuff. Well, here he comes out, he does the joke, the stupid old Titantron that we've seen 100 times, like the lame jokes, exactly what they were. But when I sort of realized this is basically what they were going for, was when Bray calls him out on it. He's like, this is what you do every time you're really afraid of someone. You can't, like, you don't know how to
cope. Yeah,
you don't know how to cope with your fear of a guy, and you make stupid jokes. It's a defense mechanism. And so it really was part of the angle. It wasn't just him doing stupid jokes for the sake of, I don't know anything better to do than stupid jokes. Right. It was really, like, part of the angle. And I think it's just like a trend. This is what we're going to be seeing from now on, much like the Triple H and Stephanie stuff is like, this is your perception of this guy. Well, we're going to use that to our advantage. We're going to plug that in an angle how we can. And I felt like it worked here.
Yeah, and I was catching the pictures and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh man, he's doing the same thing like he did to now I'm seeing his face, and Heath Slater, and I was just like, why are they doing this again? And then you see the change in Cena's face where he's like, I'm gonna beat your ass. I don't care, what you say.
Well, it's not just that, but it was the in character, in angle, calling him out for exactly what was happening.
And
it wasn't just like a don't make light of me. It was like a, this is what you do, and this is what people don't like about you, or whatever kind of a thing.
Right. And it sort of led to talk about a cage match at Extreme Rules. Basically saying, without those two guys standing behind you, you're nothing. You can't get the job done. So cage match at Extreme Rules. Let's see how you.
That thing? It's like,
let's see how you do.
Doing shots or something at the quad, or whatever. To what was it? Harper, or no? You like to go streaking at the quad. I don't know. I chuckled at that.
Chuckling.
And Rowan, chuckling like, you must have jokes for days.
Be bear. So, so yeah, do you guys think we're going to be seeing the cage match, Cena versus Wyatt?
I don't know why they would bring it up if they weren't going to do it.
Yeah.
Thank God, at least it wasn't the first match in their feud.
Yeah.
And not just there to have it. But I don't think that this feud has earned or deserved a cage match.
No. But
there's not enough heat. The fans want. Fans like Wyatt, but the feud hasn't been heated enough to deserve it.
Right, and they're doing it so that they'll say, "Oh, well, Harper and Rowan can't get in," even though they could technically just climb or go through the door. But anyways, but yeah, it's more just to say, hey, let me be able to focus strictly on you without having to worry about your boys. So
we've seen them like pull some tricky stuff with that though.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't they? Weren't they able to get inside the cage at the like? Didn't they do the lights out and they appear inside the chamber thing?
Yeah, the elimination chamber. But that was because the door was open.
Okay.
That was it right after someone had gotten eliminated.
I thought it was a spooky, tricky thing they did.
No.
Okay, my bad.
But then they did ask, how did they get in here while the door's like wide open?
Okay, my bad.
But
apparently I fell for it then.
You fool! No. But that takes us into the next matchup. Fandango teaming up with Layla to go up against Santino and Emma because over the course of the week, I don't know if we reported it last week, but Fandango dropped Summer Rae like a bad habit, saying it's not me, it's you.
They broke up on Twitter.
Yeah, what a class act. And Layla was...
Well, hey, Total Divas, you remember what he said? Because all that drama, he didn't want her to bring him down in his career. Yeah.
Told you. That's why they play them storylines.
Total Divas, it's in your head, man.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
You want to know what's going on with the Divas? You got to start watching Total Divas.
The amazing career of Fandango. So, yeah. So
I love him on Total Divas. He's like a total slime ball, and it's awesome.
So he's got a new gal in Layla who's dancing for him now.
I like it.
You said that pretty slime ball yourself. She's dancing for him now. You made it seem like she was...
She's bending over and doing the splits for him and all kinds of stuff. Rubbing all up on him and dancing. Anywho, Fandango and Layla get the victory over Santino and Emma. Really, anything to take away from this? I mean, yeah, it was to say, oh, Fandango's found a matching partner.
Yeah, I mean, not really. They're just letting Summer Rae go solo.
Love.
Yeah. So, but see, that's the thing. It's like they act like they were dating, but they never showed any signs. It was just they were dance partners.
Yeah, we're dance partners, but we like each other. But in backstage, we're gonna bang.
Okay. I mean, if you want to look at it that way, sure.
That never happened, but okay.
Yeah. So,
backstage fallout.
That for sure never happened.
All I'm saying is that Daniel Bryan never hears rumors, but he heard rumors.
Right.
So, anyways, bang bus.
Bang cab.
Bang gab. Next up, we got to see Wade Barrett going up against Dolph Ziggler.
These guys are referencing pornography.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Bang horse and buggy.
Horse and buggy. So Wade
Bang
Barrett,
horse and buggy.
Wade Barrett versus
Is
Dolph
that a real
Ziggler.
thing?
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah,
You're like, maybe I totally know, but I'm not saying.
It's filmed in New York around Central Park.
Don't ask about that. Ask about bang bicycle.
You need to look up your Urban Dictionary word of the day, Mr. Abear.
I didn't get to look at it.
You need to do that. So
every day he sends me shit like that. Joking.
Not every day, just every once in a while.
Other day.
You just like
Not even.
scour Urban Dictionary for words for him to look up.
I just happened to see it, and yeah,
Majestic. I don't know. Mac and cheese.
it's pretty good. You need to look it up. So Wade Barrett going up against
it on the podcast.
Yeah, do it right now. So Wade Barrett going up against Dolph Ziggler. You look it up while Doug and I talk wrestling. Doug, what did you think about this matchup?
Did absolutely nothing for me.
Yeah.
I know people were into it. People were raving about it. I failed to see why.
This was like the one match that the crowd was partially into, and then they started chanting CM Punk.
They were chanting this was awesome for like a hot minute, and I was like, really?
Yeah.
What the fuck is so awesome about this? And no disrespect, but I just didn't get into it. I mean,
yeah, the crowd the whole night was definitely out of it.
Where the fuck were they?
I don't know. Somewhere where they weren't vocal enough. And, they tried to do the little smarmy, hey, look at us chanting JBL and Mike and Jerry. But that quickly died out, and I'm glad it did. I'd rather them be quiet than chant stupid stuff like that.
What did you think about the match? Because I heard somebody about like Mick Foley putting the match over, and like I heard them saying this was awesome for like a minute or so before they decided to chant CM Punk. Now I saw people just being like, this is a good match, but I thought
it was a good match. I didn't think it was anything great, but from what I recall, it was an okay match. It was good.
I mean,
it wasn't a bad match.
I don't remember any like glaring faults with it. I just don't. I mean, it was perfectly fine, but I didn't remember like this is awesome or this is great. Tyler's giggling. He must have something to say.
Where'd you find that? What the fuck?
If you can get that kind of reaction out of B-Bear, I mean,
it's called Screw-Unicorn.
I like how you called him B-Bear though.
Fuck
B
you.
plus bear.
B plus bear.
When two
Ba-bear.
raging lesbians get naked and strap dildos to their foreheads, they get down on all fours and crawl around trying to penetrate each other. What the fuck?
Screenicorn.
Wow.
There's things you'll find on Urban Dictionary.
That doesn't even sound all that weird. What's the problem?
He thought it was weird.
I mean, I don't know. Just came out of nowhere. All the stuff that he.
I just thought I'd share it with you. That's all.
Let those ladies have fun.
Yeah, let them have their fun. Use it in a sentence. I know they put a sentence in there somewhere.
The screwicorn winced as her dildo hit the door frame. The whiplash injury was a result of the drunken screwicorn.
Okay.
Hey, listen.
The angry girls have a screwicorn over the hot chick.
Listen, ladies
It happens.
Ladies who are into that, be into that. That's cool.
Yeah.
No worries.
Embrace your sexual side.
Tyler, I don't know why he's tripping on this.
Tyler B. Bear. Is it a bear or a bear? I mean, we got to clear the air here. That'll be the comment for this week. If anyone wants to,
I do what I want to do.
Should we leave it to the listeners?
No,
to
I don't
decide?
trust our listeners.
Okay.
He's a B plus bear.
B plus bear.
How did you find that?
B plus A bear.
Seriously.
I was scrolling through one of those sites that you find the funny memes and all that stuff, and that happened to just
I
pop
just want
up.
to say what's related to screwicorn.
Oh,
Like some of the
Lord.
words.
I just want to say that's pretty tame, and I don't know why anyone's tripping on that.
It says dildo.
Do your thing, ladies.
Lesbian, screwicorning, unicorn, screwicorns, dildos, screwicorn, sex, strap on, Bruce Campbell,
Yeah, I don't know what Bruce Campbell got to do with it, but
ginormous, Jay Leno, minge muncher, penetration, and pussy licker. So I don't know why the fuck Bruce
Why are
Campbell
Bruce Campbell and Jay Leno in that related list? I don't know.
I don't fucking know.
maybe it's like their chins are so sturdy they could get the strap-ons like really well there.
Ah, good. Yeah.
Yeah, I can rationalize it.
See? Doug's good at this stuff.
I'm good at this stuff.
He's good at breaking shit down.
Bruce Campbell.
Bruce Campbell, yeah. Screenicorn.
Maybe Bruce Campbell or Jay Leno is like slang for girls who have like sturdy chins to
I'm gonna
put
look
the
that up.
strap-ons
Okay.
on.
Yeah, you look that up, and we'll continue our Raw discussion. Final matchup: Shield versus
Do your thing, ladies. It's all
nearly
good.
every heel. This ended up in a no contest. The heels attacked. Shield got to stand their ground, and then the heels attacked again, got beat down, and then we got to hear "Line in the Sand," the Evolution theme, as Triple H, Randy Orton, and Batista walk out and tell them, "Get out of the ring. We got it from here." And they each hand Roman Reigns a finisher. They give a finisher to Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins as well. Really powerful stuff, I think, from Evolution. But what did you think, Doug?
Yeah, I thought the Shield looked A plus in this,
A plus,
not B plus Bears.
not B plus Bears, not Bad News Bear.
No, they looked really even in defeat, even in total beatdown, total annihilation. These
In the
guys,
face of destruction,
these guys look like $1 million because they never backed down.
Mhm.
They never said, "Oh, we're outnumbered, we're fucked." They said, "Okay,
bring it on."
we're gonna take down as many of you as we can in the process." And even when shit really hit the fan and they really went down, and then even Evolution came out and started piling on, they never stopped fighting. There were even instances where they like scrapping along, crawling,
scratch and crawl your way through.
yeah, to
and
try and fight back. And I thought they came out looking
like if I can just get enough of an opening.
like they never stopped. Like never
Right.
stopped fighting, even they got their asses handed to them. And that's what you want out of baby faces.
Yes.
I don't want baby faces who don't want to fight. I don't want baby faces are better when the odds are against them.
Mhm.
You don't ever want like baby faces to have the numbers advantage. You always want them to defy the odds.
Yeah.
And they looked really good doing it. I mean, like,
Yeah, they did. What I really liked about it was that, they started the match off, by keeping the guy in their corner. And then, things went wrong. They ended up in their corner. Instant tags,
Right.
beat down. And then everything broke down. They ended up falling to the outside. They did their dives. And then what I really liked about it is that, while everyone's trying to regroup and everything, the Shield say, okay, we got to get back in the ring. So,
Right.
we have to
put our backs together. And
yeah, and so like Seth grabs Dean Ambrose and throws him into the ring, and they slide in, and they're standing there trying to stand tall.
It's a Shield versus the fucking world.
Yeah, and I absolutely loved that visual of seeing those three guys stand up there saying, all right, dude, you guys got a few good looks in, but we're still standing. And then they came in and just got their ass handed to them, and they were still fighting and saying, okay, he's got 4 guys on him, I've only got 2. Let me try and bolt and beat a couple of those guys down and take the focus off of him for a second. And they were just trying to handle as much as they could, but eventually the numbers overcame them, and then they still kept fighting. The scene where Triple H has the mic and he's on his knees going, come on, Roman, come on. And you can just see, Roman Reigns. That was a standout moment for Roman Reigns, because not only was he the one who is still trying to fight, trying to get to Triple H, but he took all 3 of the finishers to finally put him down. And, it was a very strong statement for the Shield, I think.
They understand their gimmick on the most, they understand it on the most, minute level. They know exactly what their characters should do in a situation to the smallest detail.
Yes.
And they know how to wrestle perfectly in their gimmick. And they understand that they're like tactician guys. They understand that they fight as a team, and they know what that means at any point in any situation, and they know what to do to reflect that character.
I'm glad that they didn't break them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This definitely worked.
We sort of made the argument already before they decided not to, that they've sort of overcome the you need to break them up. They've kind of transcended that. And
yeah.
So
they've done such a good job.
where do you think this is headed? Do you think this is headed to we're going to see Roman and Triple H at SummerSlam, or you think we're going to get a trios match out of this? What do you think?
I think we're going to see a trios match for Extreme Rules.
Okay. Do you think it leads to the Hunter Roman Reigns?
The next pay-per-view?
That could be Roman's breakout.
SummerSlam-ish.
Yeah, I could definitely see that.
Extreme Rules?
Extreme Rules is the next one, yeah. I think it's 2 or 3 weeks away.
Do you think this is the optimal use for Batista and Randy Orton right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't like that they're using Kane to probably face Daniel Bryan. I don't know if that's going to be at Raw or if they're going to continue that to Extreme Rules.
They explained it away in storyline, though.
Yeah.
It just feels weird that it's I still feel like Triple H needs to deal with Daniel Bryan a little more.
Well, who do you put then? If you don't like Kane, they've explained why. They've explained why Orton and Batista are putting their rematches on hold, because Triple H has made the case to them that they have to put the Shield down before they can get a fair or quote unquote fair rematch. And then, I think Kane is as good of a choice as anybody else to be. It's obviously Bryan's going to retain against the guy.
Yeah.
But who do you see as, if you don't like that, who would you have rather seen in that spot?
In my eyes, Batista's out. He had his chance at Mania, and he was the one who tapped out. Whereas Orton was the champ. He did not lose. He didn't get pinned. He didn't get submitted. And, in his contract, he gets a rematch. Whereas Batista's just I just want to be in the title picture. That's all I want.
Well, sure, but they've at least put minimal effort, at least at bare minimum, they've explained why he's not getting a shot right now. Because Triple H convinced him that it's in his best interest to take out the Shield first. Yeah. So that makes sense enough for me to say, okay, then you take them off the table. So
yeah, and I'm fine with that. But the thing is I don't. Is Kane the best option for Daniel Bryan?
They have history.
The only one right now.
They have history as friends, and they have a recent history with him trying to fuck Bryan over. Pre-Mania.
That's the only person, because if Evolution's busy with the Shield, there has no one else right now.
Who is a promising heel that you throw in there?
That's the biggest issue. They don't really have any. And that goes back to the topic of having a shortage of heels right now.
I feel like 4, maybe 5 months ago, we're saying they don't have any fucking baby faces.
Yeah, now we've got too many.
And now I feel like we're saying they don't have any fucking heels.
Find a balance, guys. Come on. So, so the Shield versus pretty much everybody, no contest.
And we should clarify for people comment. We mean credible to the title heels. And faces. Not just here's a bad guy.
Yeah,
we mean a credible.
Here's Camacho.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there you go.
I found a definition for Bruce Campbell
Oh my God.
on our prediction. I told you.
Oh, dude. Before you do your Bruce Campbell thing, I would like to see, like we were talking about last week, I would like to see Lesnar and Bryan at SummerSlam. I think that's a good time for that.
Yeah,
That's your big bad heel to play off your triumphant babyface.
Yeah.
Okay, tell your Bruce Campbell joke.
Sorry. This is a sex move named after the titular, I think that's what I said, B movie action hero. It starts off.
Even
with
Bruce Campbell is a B plus.
It starts off.
You're happy to be
you
plus now, right?
Revving your hand like a chainsaw, slamming it up the vagina or ass, your choice, of your partner, yelling, "This is my boomstick," and mimicking a shotgun blast by opening your hand inside the other person. At the end, pull out your hand, extend your chin, and look down at the other person and say in your most badass voice, "Groovy."
Wait, okay, I fail to understand like the logistics of this. Is he like it's there and he's getting it on the comeback like this, or is he like? Is
he hitting her with the elbow? Or
is
he like
is the impact on the recoil, or is it like when he comes
or
back?
like does he insert his hand and use his other hand to like do that?
I think it's just this one hand that says revving up, and then you slam it against the vagina or ass. Like I said, your choice. And
on the way back or on the way up?
Yeah, no. Well, you hit it, and then
because if you're chainsaw motioning, you're revving back. You're pulling back.
So you just do that like your hand?
I don't know. It says like you slam it with the. I don't know.
I don't know. It says you slam it.
Just slam it. Just slam the pussy.
Slam it up the vagina.
Up
or
the
ass.
vagina.
So I don't know. So it's like. I don't fucking know.
This is the visual of you doing that. That's weird.
Remember, it's your choice. Vagina
Your
or
choice.
ass. So.
Okay. Well, thank you for that, Tyler. Tune in next week for another Urban Dictionary reading.
There's a guy who posted. His name is Teddy fucking Roosevelt.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Hey, are you gonna do a Legends House segment every week like we do Total Divas?
I mean, if you guys want to, we can.
No, I think it should be your responsibility.
Ah, crap. See, I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch all of it.
I think the listeners want you to have a Legends House segment.
I think we need feedback on that. I think we need feedback because I don't know about being a one-man show on that, but all right. Well, give us some feedback on that. Will you want?
I mean, come on, dude. It's Total Divas is practically a one-man show. I mean, my back fucking hurts from carrying A-Bear all these fucking weeks.
Yeah. I'll ride your fucking coattail, man.
I'm just joking. Did you watch this week?
No. Hang on. Let me hop on your back right now.
That's a video for next week. We'll film Total Divas. I'll actually have Aber on my back while I'm doing Total Divas.
So with that being said,
and now Total Divas with Doug and Tyler. Mostly Doug.
No wonder people call you fat on Twitter.
Shut up! I have to say, I feel like a real diva.
You are a grown-ass woman.
Hey, what's up? It's Total Divas.
one-man show
with Doug.
Oh man, my back hurt. No, but okay. So I guess I'm doing this solo. You didn't see any of it?
No.
You asshole.
I know. I'm sorry.
No. Well, we sort of one of the storylines this week was sort of playing Natalya off of the slap, quote unquote. Or rather, I believe that they took WrestleMania off to not run head to head with themselves on pay per view. I believe they skipped a week.
The slap from Eva.
Yeah, so I believe we're not. Last week was WrestleMania. The week before was a slap, and I think there were.
Yeah,
and either that or we missed one while we were in New Orleans. I don't know. I believe that they skipped a week. I believe I heard that. So basically, like this Natalya's little storyline this week is playing off the slap. She's at lunch with the ladies, her nose starts bleeding. They start telling her how gross that shit is. And she's like, can you get off my ass? Because I got slapped in the face by Summer Rae. She tells the story. They're like, that's fucking gross. We're trying to eat or whatever. And she's like, get off my ass. And I don't know. Like, I guess, who's the guy who's always with Jan? Like like her male equivalent. Jan and the dude are always together. bug-eyed looking dude.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about, right?
yeah. Can't think of his name.
Well, later on at the arena, he's like, "Hey, Natalia, I gotta talk to you." Or wait, I actually think it's the other way around. I actually think that she went to the doctor because she's like, "I know when my body's fucked up. It's my body. I got slapped in the nose. It bleeds a lot. This is bullshit. I need to see a doctor." And so I think that the doctor does X-rays or whatever type of scans you need to see if someone's nose is messed up. And he's like, "Yeah, you need like some sort of invasive surgery where you're going to be out for like, I don't know. I'm saying 6 months. I forget what the real.
Forever.
You'll be out indefinitely. You'll never wrestle again because your nose got slapped."
Bitch.
No, but it's like 6 months or something obscene. Like I think I broke my nose. Like I used to work at a Blockbuster in high school, and me and my buddies would like. This sounds so lame, but I guess you can make fun of me about this. But we would like wrestle, not sexually, but well, I mean, it got a little hot and heavy sometimes, guys.
Bruce Campbell.
But some Bruce Campbell's happened. I'm still feeling the effects to this day. But no, we would wrestle around, and I caught a real snug elbow to the nose once, and I think my nose has been crooked ever since. But I think I could wrestle if I had to.
I like those snug hits.
Yeah, my eyes watered and everything. You know when your nose gets fucked up or broken or whatever,
I've never had my nose broken before.
Mine's crooked. You see how mine goes like this? This is from a Blockbuster wrestling match.
Oh.
But anyway, she's going to be out.
Sorry, how was it?
Well, no, I was going for. There was like a. This sounds so so sexual, but it was like a. Someone had me in a waist lock, and I was going for the go around like waist lock, the reversal. You know, when you float around behind or whatever. And I just caught the elbow to the nose. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
You want me to demonstrate on you? But no, like her nose is messed up, and she's gonna have to take time off. So she's going to tell the bug-eyed guy who's always with Jan, I forget his name, that she's gonna need time off because she's like, I'll put my body first or whatever. And just so happens he was looking for her to speak to her, but his news was she was like, okay, give me your news first, and he was basically like, oh, do you want to wrestle for the title at the pay-per-view? And she was like, fuck yeah, I want to wrestle for the title at the pay-per-view. Who would say no to that? And he's like, oh, okay, great. Basically, you're working with AJ, and, you know, we'll see how it goes or whatever. And then he was like, oh, well, what were you going to tell me? And she's like, oh, she's trying to play it off, I guess, at that point. And she was like, I was just going to ask if I could get some comps for WrestleMania. And he's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That's like 3,000 days in the future. Obviously bullshit. And she was like, okay, whatever. And then like when she comes out, she does the most obvious excited thing. Like she jumps around in a circle and does like the excited hands, but like right in the camera to where you could tell she did it just to be in the camera, you know? But it was great.
Playing to the camera.
All right.
Yeah, but so she has like she has a match coming up on, I think it was Raw. I can't remember. No, maybe so. I can't remember. Who did she wrestle AJ at TLC? We were there, right? Yeah. Is that the match that happened? Okay, that's the match that we're in question that we're speaking of. But she has a singles match with Summer Rae before then sometime. It's kind of unclear as to how far in the future they are, but and I don't recall a singles match with Summer Rae that sticks out to me. But she's like, hey, you know, stay away from my face. And she's like, what are you talking about? And she's like, just don't do any offense to my face or whatever. And she's like, what are you talking about? I'm a professional. She's like, look, bitch, I said just don't touch my face. And so they have a match, and then she does some kicks and stuff that look light as hell that probably didn't even actually touch Natalia's face. But Natalya acts like she fucking like shoveled her in the face, and it's awesome because you're like, oh, whatever, she didn't even touch you. But and then she comes back and she was like, oh my god, I'm fucking pissed off. And all the girls were like, what's going on? And she's like, I told that bitch not to touch my face because my nose is fucked up. And she's like, we know. We were like, what's going on? Because the divas are always like, they know what's going on and they completely understand the situation, but they always ask like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, we know. We noticed that crazy thing that we act like we don't notice or whatever. They did one of those,
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was just crazy. Like the whole thing is like basically like TJ's like, suck it up, lady. Or no, I think TJ's like, hey, it's your nose. Like, do you want to take some time off because you might die or something from your broken nose? And she's like, no, I'm fine. I need to put my career first. And he's like, you got this, babe. And she's like, I got this, babe. And you're like,
I got you, babe. I got you, babe.
oh, I'm fucking up the rhythm. But, yeah, so that shit happens.
Babe.
She wrestles for the title against AJ. She doesn't win.
Oh.
Oh, we knew that. Spoiler alert, you were there.
Yeah, I was.
Um,
And it was a good match, though.
Really? Was it really a good match? I honestly don't remember. But,
Yeah, it was
but
actually,
I'm doubting you.
It was actually a pretty strong matchup.
Okay, I believe you. But okay, so what else happened? Also, Trinity's having a music video. Yes, Ariane had a music video too. Yes, yes. What's her name? Who's no longer JoJo? Also was a singer. I think every fucking member of this roster also sings and has an album coming out. Yes, Trinity has a single coming out. And they're shooting a video for it because she thinks that's what's going to get the song a big push. This is the new
Playboy kind of thing. Like all the divas were getting into Playboy.
Now you get an album.
Now you get it. Like now you get a single and a music video.
It's called Drop That Booty.
Drop that booty.
Oh, there was some booty dropping going on, but that's not what it's called. But I wish we should Google what that is and put that music in right after Total Divas. I forget what it's called. But basically, everyone who's a diva is a singer also now, and she has a single coming out. She's gonna do a video. It's a very dance intensive video, and she needs a fly outfit. Of course, if I had a music video where I was gonna dance and drop my booty, I would want a fly outfit as well. Who doesn't want a fly outfit?
Want what?
You guys don't want to fly outfits?
I need something pretty fly.
Okay,
for a white guy.
So basically, she has this cat suit. She wants rhinestones all over the cat suit, and Miss Sandra, who does is it Miss Sandra?
Yeah.
Okay, Sandra. Yeah, but she calls her Miss Sandra because she has respect. Miss Sandra has been hired by her to do her outfit for the music video. Right. She's gonna look fly. It's a cat suit. She wants rhinestones. She goes to see Miss Sandra at her house, and also John's in the video with her, and he's like dancing with her in the video as a dancer. And he has like a fly suit of his own with a fly hat, and he's obviously not that bad of a dancer if he's going to be in a music video. Plus, they do a little dancing themselves. And she basically is like, "Yo, Sandra, what's up?" Or Miss Sandra. She only had time to do like the first half of the rhinestones, and then so like the back half is not. So it'd just be like all booty and cat suit and no rhinestones. And she was like not having that. And basically, she didn't have any backup. She didn't have another fly outfit to wear. She just had to do the music video, and if it was only half done, then she was like, I'm going to stay up all night and do it myself, because Miss Sandra was like, yo, I can't even, that's too much rhinestones for one night. And she was like, I'm going to do it myself. And she's like, you're crazy, but whatever. And then so she does it herself. She invites people over. They drink wine, and they do rhinestones on her cat suit. And basically she pulls it out. And so Miss Sandra was like, oh, damn, you were right. You made it happen. So she rhinestoned her whole cat suit. And so they show up to shoot the video. And so she's obviously a dancer, so she's doing dancing in the video. So everything starts going wrong at the video shoot. They start dancing. She starts dropping the booty a little bit, and then the cat suit tears right on the butt area, as you could imagine. And so they're like, fuck this. And there's no way this can work. There's a hole in your fucking cat suit. Rhinestones are falling off. You got to have a backup. And she's like really upset because she had her heart set on the rhinestone cat suit. So they do a wardrobe change. They give her, she didn't have a backup of her own. So the director gives her something, which she looks completely fine in. It's kind of weird. She has a hat that matches John. So then they start dancing again. And then she was like, I think then she was like, can I do a couple of minutes of tricks for you? I guess that's what dancers call when they do like cool flips and like moves and stuff. Like I guess they call it tricks. I don't know. I'm ignorant of this. Sorry, dancers.
I called tricks
something else. Oh God, Aber, you couldn't have picked the worst week to not watch, because something else happened. I can't remember what the second disaster was. The third disaster was the cops showed up and asked them about their permit, which they solved the problem in like 2 minutes. I don't even think Trinity herself went out there. I think they just went out and said, yo, we got a permit. Chill the fuck out. And it was cool. But something else happened. First, it was the booty ripped. the cat suit booty, not her shoot booty itself.
Wardrobe malfunction. Hair falling out.
Her hair did fall out. You watched it.
Oh.
Her weave fell out.
I was gonna say film ran out.
You said her hair fell out. Her weave fell out when she was doing tricks. That was it. You totally watched it. You got caught. Right. You got caught.
You did. You were watching with your girlfriend, huh?
No, my girlfriend. Actually, my girlfriend wanted me to watch the first few minutes of it.
That. You watched
she wanted to watch the first few minutes of it before Raw. And I was like, we gotta put Raw.
You watched it. You corrected us. Her weave did fall out during her tricking phase.
Correct nothing.
This is proof. Huh? Her weave fell out. Her outfit ripped. Her weave fell out, and they tried to mess with her about her.
Was that about it on that, or they did some more?
That's
stuff?
it, basically.
It
turned out fine. She was like, Brodus like showed up and was like, "Hey, let me hear your single." And she's like, "Okay." And he's like, "Oh, this is really fucking good, girl. I'm not even lying. Send it to me, and I'll give it to Snoop Dogg because he used to be a bouncer for Snoop Dogg or whatever."
Anything with Nikki and John?
Yeah, basically. Hold on, I'm making sure I'm through with Trinity. Yeah, I think that's about it. But basically, I can't believe we called Daniel. He totally watched this. You're trying to play it off, but you knew exactly. I was like, "Oh, what's the other one?" You're like, "Oh, her hair fell out." And I was like, "That's exactly what happened."
No, I was listing off scenarios.
Why would her weave falling out be your number one guess though?
It wasn't. So there was a wardrobe malfunction,
which is what I already said though.
There was film. They ran out of film.
You said
fell out.
You said the tape will tell the story. Okay. You said wardrobe malfunction. Her weave fell out, and she had problems with the permit, which is exactly what happened.
I never said permit.
All right, maybe I'm wrong on that. But come on,
I was tossing out
come
scenarios.
On, we're friends here.
I'm being. This is a shoot. I didn't watch it. I watched the first.
You're working, brother.
I watched the first few minutes of it because my girlfriend wanted to watch it before Raw. I'm not working you.
Oh, I thought we're friends here. I thought you can't admit to me that you watched Total Divas.
I'm being completely honest with you.
Come on, you have the I don't watch Total Divas gimmick. That's your gimmick. You're trying to work me. You're working. No one believes you. You have the answer.
Hey, y'all can not believe me all you want. I don't care.
Right. We're putting those like little cameras in your apartment.
Okay. That's fine. You can put them in my office too.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say something else, but I'm not going to go there.
What did you think?
I was like, you can put it in my bedroom. I was like, no, don't.
Yeah, no, you're not doing that.
That's your fantasy, not mine. Don't get me wrapped up in this.
No.
So Nikki thinks that John's cheating because every time she walks in on him, he's on the phone. He's like real like he'll shut the laptop down or he'll go in the other room to make a phone call. And she's like, "Why does this keep happening?"
He's watching porn.
Well, that's what Bree asks. You think he's watching porn, or maybe Nikki asks flat out. I don't know, but basically it's a whole like every time she catches him on the computer, he's not paying attention. Every time he uses the phone, he's got to go out of the room, etc. What happens next, Daniel?
I don't know.
If you could see his face, he's so pissed off that I keep trying to pitch it to him. He's like legitimately getting mad. I saw the fire in those eyes. Basically, anyway, so she's trying on sexy outfits for him, and he's like, "Yeah, that looks great." And she's like, "Oh, I left my bra on. He doesn't notice." So she's mad.
That looks good.
He's like, "Yo, I'm gonna go work out." And she's like, "Let me go with you." He's like, "No, you can't go with me."
You look sexy, but I gotta go work out. Okay.
No, he's just like, "You look fine." He didn't notice that her bra wasn't on.
They could have worked on their cardio in the bedroom.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not sure that I could tell the difference either. It's just what she was wearing. I mean, you know, I couldn't tell if she had a bra on or not. I don't think. Anyway, so he went to the gym. She was like, "I'll let me go." He's like, "No." She's like, "Hey, Bree, we need to go spy on him." He says, "Okay." And she says, "Okay." They go to the gym. He's not there. She calls. She's like, "Where are you at?" He's like, "I'm at the gym." And she's like, "Oh, really? That's funny. Do you want anything from the grocery store?" He's like, "No." And he's like, "Okay." Later on, they're like, "Hey, fuck you. I know that you weren't at the..." I'm trying to be quicker up this up. Sorry. Later on, she's like, "Hey, fuck you. I know you weren't at you weren't at the gym whenever I lied about going to the grocery store." He's like, "Oh, I messed up a whole key like plot point." Nikki got her real estate license, and so she's selling houses. And so at the end, she's like selling a house, and John shows up, and she's like, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing here?" And he's like, "Oh, all that secret bullshit that you've been trying to catch me on is I just wanted to buy this house for you because I know you loved it so much. So basically nothing. But she's a real estate agent now.
Like, the stuff we have, we've been trying to do all the sexual stuff. I can't do it because now I have a small penis.
What?
I don't know. Some stuff I was making up.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to tell us he has a small penis. I don't know.
Yes, I have a small penis, like I said. Bruce Campbell.
Hey, you got a B+ penis.
Everything that's a part of me is B+, I guess.
Oh.
Yeah, but they tease some stuff with Miss Allred Everything next week. Eva Marie about possibly not being able to have kids or something. I think that was it. I forget what else was in the trailer for next week. But I've been going on long enough, and Bear didn't watch like he should. Daniel did, but in secret. And we're done for this week. Girl, bye.
So there you go.
Time
Time to
You
move.
didn't even say it, Daniel. Just say it.
No.
Say girl bye.
So time to move on into the hot topics. It happened
Tell me about that weave falling off.
as we were recording last week's show. TNA was going on, so it was kind of late in the evening. Eric Young ended up winning the TNA title, so congratulations to him. I don't. You know, I tried to get back into TNA and I just really couldn't. I don't know, and it's not necessarily just the product itself. It's just I never got around to saying, "Oh, it's Thursday. I need to check out TNA." But you know, I suppose I could set the DVR, but whatever. But Doug, what do you think about Eric Young getting the title?
I don't know. There's a lot of being thrown around about them putting a small guy with a beard, the belt on a small guy with a beard after they did it to Brian.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Sure, the guy's a hard worker. I'm sure he deserves some accomplishment for all the years he's put in. Do I see him as a world champ? No. Do I see him as a face of the company? No, not really. I don't think they've done enough to rehab his image coming out of all the comedy gimmicks to be considered a serious world champ. And I don't know. It's not like you can just put the belt on Santino and take him seriously. Not that I think Santino's hella talented, but I wouldn't just accept him as the champ if they just immediately put the belt on him. And he's not as big of a joke as Santino, but I'm just saying.
Right. And I did see the promo from Eric Young to Magnus where he was like, "You haven't been here as long as I have. You haven't had to go through, Team Canada." And he started listing off the groups that he was in, and you haven't been a knockouts tag team champion like I have.
They're trying to rehab his image, coming out of the comedy stuff. They're trying
saying I actually am a good worker.
Right. But I mean, I don't know. I think you kind of got to start that before you put the belt on him, right? I mean, to take him serious. Then you can't be like, "Here's the belt. By the way, you need to take this guy seriously."
Right.
You should take him seriously before you put the belt on him.
Right.
And he's as recent as his stuff with Abyss and the Joseph Park thing. As recently as that, he was still doing comedy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of weird, but I mean, good for him. I'm sure he deserves it. He's probably worked hard for many years.
Yeah. So congratulations. In other TNA news, former guest on the show, Robbie E, has announced that he has signed a multi-year deal to TNA. So congratulations to him.
I think Gunner and James Storm did as well. They re-signed those guys too.
Very cool. Sort of a spin off of TNA. Jeff Jarrett has announced Global Force Wrestling, and they're also going to be getting a TV deal. Anything else?
I just read something whenever I stepped out a second ago that they were talking about Big Daddy Yum Yum was talking about like he's talked to sign with him.
Huh. Well, I'll be pretty cool.
Meaning Brian Wilcott, if you don't know, he's doing the Big Daddy Yum Yum gimmick. I know he was.
Is it Brian or Byron?
I think it's Byron.
Byron,
like BY.
Okay.
And he went to New Japan recently, representing NWA. I know he had a development deal for WWE. I forget what his name was, something like McEnroe or Mackin something. He had a, some sort of development deal, or he was at least down in Florida with the guys. I don't know if he was like, sometimes they have the guys who are on development deal, but then they have the guys that just fill out the rest of the roster.
Right.
But that was pre NXT though. NXT is all under contract guys, but they used to have some guys who were under and some guys who weren't. I don't know which he was exactly.
Yeah. And who was it that's in Ring of Honor from Houston? Rowe?
Yeah. Raymond
Rowe. He and his tag partner have officially signed to Ring of Honor. Yeah, so congratulations to those guys. Really cool to see a Texas boy getting on the
They've been
on the
working
roster.
for him a while. They just haven't had a deal.
Yeah. and now they officially do. So back into WWE news. Stephanie McMahon, I know we talked about this last week about the WWE logo. They're going to be officially, using the new, I guess you can call it the network logo and it's also being used in NXT. But that logo will be the new logo by at least August. So, once August rolls around, all of the logos will be the new logo, which, is fine.
Time for a change.
Yeah. So get out of the scratch marks. As far as pay-per-views or, special events, whatever they want to call them now, DirecTV will not be carrying any more of the WWE pay-per-view special events. So I think that's going to end up driving people to either A, stream online, or B, get the network in order to check that out.
Yeah, they dropped it after they milked all those pennies out of WrestleMania.
Yeah, smart move on that one. Same for Dish. Yeah. And final bit of Hot Topic news. For those of you in the Houston Clear, what is it? Clear Lake?
Clear Lake?
Yeah.
I think it's Clear Lake.
Yeah. Sports, yeah. For those in the Houston area, going out, check out Booker T's Reality of Wrestling happening this weekend. 16511 Diana Lane, Houston, Texas. Special guest Scott Steiner going to be out there. So really cool. Head on out there.
Can you do the math for us? You do the math for us?
For what?
For Scott Steiner?
Oh, yeah. 33 2/3%.
I thought you were going to do the voice and everything.
Plus 50%. You see, Samoa Joe, the numbers don't lie. So yeah, anyways, if you want a chance to meet up with Scott Steiner, head on out there. So really cool. Time to move into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First question coming to us from Thomas. Drop it low, son.
Drop it low, son. Drop it low, son.
Saying, with the Intercontinental Championship Tournament underway, I thought back to the King of the Ring. Would you guys like to see the King of the Ring tournament return one day, either as a Raw special or a pay-per-view of its own? And if you were to do a King of the Ring tournament now, what current superstars would you like to position in the tournament as the winner?
I guess I would like for it to come back. I don't know if I would see it all the time, though. I don't know.
Maybe like a bi-yearly thing, like every other year. I think it'd be pretty cool to see. Sort of like how they do the Olympics. It's every other year that they do it.
I think it'd be cool for Cesaro to win it.
Yeah, let's just do. We can do 8 people. I'd like to see Cesaro, Sheamus.
Sheamus won that time.
Sheamus won back in 2010.
Yeah,
2010 or 2012, somewhere around there. Yeah, that's when they had the King Sheamus that just fell flat. Who else would you like to see in there?
Henry.
Mark Henry. You kind of want to try and get some new guys as well, but not too new. I don't know. How about you, Doug? Is there anyone you'd like to add? Yeah, Roman Reigns would be a good one. That would be a good breakout for him.
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out someone who liked one of the posts you just made, I guess, a few minutes ago. While we were talking, said something about, I just clicked on them to see who they were, and they're like, oh, here's a list of the podcasts I was listening to for those who care, and then I'm trying to see if we're on there. So y'all do that. I don't know. Yes, okay. I would love to see King Ring. I like King Ring. Who can win? I don't know. Depends on what they're... It's hard to say that because you don't know where guys are going to be, booking-wise. Yeah,
and it is tough. But I think that would be a good Final Four, at least.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Then, I'd like to see Cesaro out of those 4 probably win it. Because he's been there long enough to have a name for himself.
I know you would like to see Curtis Axel.
No. Cesaro would be a good one. Roman Reigns would probably be a good winner. If they did it next year, Roman Reigns would probably definitely be a top contender, I think. If you give him one more year.
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. Thank you for the question, Thomas. Final question coming to us tonight from Justin saying, great episode as
we are
always,
on their
guys.
List. That's amazing.
Oh, nice. Justin saying, great episode as always, guys. The time just flew by. I enjoyed hearing about your WrestleMania weekend.
Some girl, I was just shocked that a girl listens to our shows.
Oh.
Especially after the foul things that Taylor Abrams does.
The foul mouth podcast.
I say a lot of shit.
Yes, you do.
No, but she was like, here's all the podcasts I listen to, and we're on it. I'm shocked. We're near the bottom, but at least we're on there.
Yeah. Did they do alphabetical order?
I don't know. I'll have to check.
Okay. Yeah, check that, because you never know. But Justin says, great episode as always, guys. The time just flew by. I enjoyed hearing about your WrestleMania weekend. You kind of mentioned it, but what do you guys think about if Cesaro beats Lesnar next year at Mania and starts a streak of his own? But they don't mention it till he gets about 5 Mania wins.
It is alphabetized.
Oh, well, there you go.
We may not be her 48th favorite podcast. It's just that we start with a W.
Oh, cool. Saying he does already have an awesome Mania singles debut victory moment. We'll forget about the pre-show match. We'll forget the pre-show match happened. I don't know. I don't know if you can ever build up the streak. You know, it's. Would I like to see Cesaro versus Lesnar? Sure.
Fuck yeah, I would love to see Cesaro versus Lesnar. I don't think that you can go in looking to make another streak like Daniel said, though.
Yeah, and even
You dropped your phone.
I did, and even like who's going to be around in 5 years? You know, that's we're seeing a big shift in the WWE. So Lesnar, I don't know how many years Lesnar is going to be doing the wrestling gig. So
who knows?
Who does know? How about you, Tyler?
I mean, I would like to see Cesaro versus Brock Lesnar, but I agree with y'all. I don't think there would be another streak thing going on.
Yeah.
No one could recreate that.
No. And I
mean,
think
it wasn't intentional. So
yeah,
it was halfway done before they realized it.
Yeah, and I think the next closest person to have an undefeated streak is Rob Van Dam. I think he's at 6.
At Mania?
I think so. No, because
I think Michael Cole is number 2, right?
No, there's some others.
1-0, baby.
Yeah, other streaks that got defeated at WrestleMania: The Miz and Fandango. So, anyways, but thank you for the questions. Make sure to submit your questions on our Facebook page, WNS Podcast, also our YouTube page, WNS Video. Check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com, WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook, and subscribe to us on iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast.
I want to do some promoting.
Promote.
I was talking to Eric Kenichi.
Konishny.
Why say Kenichi? Kenichi. Oh, he's gonna.
Because you're thinking of the knee, but it's Konishny.
I want to make that my wrestling move. Sorry, Eric. I was talking to him yesterday on Facebook, and I thought I would, talk about a belt that is in the molding phase right now. Mm-hmm. He's doing the Dasher Hatfield face plate and from Chikara, and I talked to him, was it yesterday, about that? He was going to see how the molding face turns out today. I don't know. I think he posted a picture on Asteroid Belt Company and .com, or you can find it on Facebook. But he's going to make a few of those, and I think he wants check him out though. He does good stuff though.
Yeah, did our belts.
He did our belts, so give him a shot. Yeah, so asteroidbeltcompany.com, or just type in Asteroid Belt Company on Facebook and you can find them. Tell them that we sent you.
Yeah, very cool stuff. Where can the listeners find us?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah, just about.
We're on Stitcher, Player.fm, and Beyond Pod. Just search Wrestling News Source Podcast to find us.
Oh, hey, we are on Twitter. First, go follow the main site at WN Source. They've got 50,000. Fuck the main site. Come follow us at WNS Podcast. We need it more than they do. And,
yeah, we do.
Daniel's at WNS_Daniel. Tyler's at Tyler_Abear.
Someone followed me.
How many followers you got, Abear?
Hey,
yesterday.
Yeah, we got to send out props to someone for sending out that text to Abear that he didn't respond to.
You gave someone your phone number from the show?
What?
You said text.
Oh, my bad. The tweet.
What did it say? I didn't see
we just give our phone numbers out.
You didn't see it because you didn't.
If you want to text Tyler Abear, it's at
409.
Yeah.
Let's see. Who was it? I know. Let me find it real quick.
Text buddies.
It won't take long. Stall for me, Doug.
Hey guys, if you want Daniel to have a segment about the Legends House, let us know. Hey, you know what would be super fucking awesome of you guys? iTunes review. I don't know if Daniel's checked it recently, but
we haven't had any lately.
But it means a lot. Stitcher too, if that's your preferred podcast listening machine or app or whatever the fuck it's called. But when you rate us on those places, it helps us out a lot.
Yeah.
Makes us more visible to new listeners. We attract new listeners who will in turn give us a shot, hopefully. So we would really appreciate reviews from you guys. It would be super fucking awesome. It'll only take you just a few seconds. Am I done stalling? Keep going.
I mean, you can finish it out if you'd like.
But it helps us out a lot, and we would appreciate it. We do thank you, everybody who's here with us every week. We certainly appreciate that. Even the people who check in on us every now and again, we appreciate that as well. But if you guys give us reviews, that'd be so fucking awesome. We would be stoked. We would be happy. Thank you very much. I'm done stalling now.
Thank you very much. And the tweet comes from Mutant Monk 64, aka Alvin Ortiz, saying at Tyler_Abear, tweeting a bunch of fucked up shit so that you respond to me. Bunch of fucked up shit. Hashtag WNS Source. Hashtag WNS Podcast. At WNS Podcast.
Big ups to that guy.
Big ups. So there you go. Mutant Monk. So thank you very much. For the podcast crew, I am Dano Heron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
B-Bear.
I'm Doug.
And we will catch you all next week.
Hail Hydra!